The people who want yellow all the one them in England who are listening, because we know so we have more listeners in England than anywhere else in the world. Believe you me know. Me not ask somebody that. Trust me, Birmingham. I mean London, Central and otherwise. Leicester, Gloucester, I mean Liverpool. You see when you hear who we have on the radio tonight, you know, well, I tell you, they're not going to sleep. They're not going to sleep, but they don't know who in the studio we're doing here. In living colors, live and in living colors. When you hear who inside us. So, make us set it up now, make us set it up. Alright, make us set it up. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. Watch me now. Come up music, make you hear what you today. May I tell you, say, anytime you hear who in the studio with me, England, trust me, man. Yes, a big thing I will go on at the night, yeah. So the man we have in the studio, we see him for a whole heap of interviews, but we know some never do an interview like this yet. This is an interview you don't have no hold back, no drawback, no set way if you say, no set way if you do, talk anything, chat anything. Even cuss anything too, except the pretty Jamaican word there. You understand? So we're going to go in at the brethren head and we're going to listen to the brethren, hear where we reach, and know say, well, really and truly, him broke a barrier the way. It's unbelievable. It's like today when me hear say, Lady Gaga go perform in a space. You hear that, brethren? Say Lady Gaga go perform in that space. Lady Gaga go perform in that space in 2015. I saw it come to me when me hear about this brethren in England. Believe you me. So as I say, we want to set up this interview here properly, you know, and we don't have to say nothing yet. We're going to give an introduction to where we really are going to deal with on this program, you know. So we want you to listen to this. Listen to this. There is a program in America named the Shark Tank. I don't know what people watch them tongue there in Jamaica, you know, but me as a man, me watch everything from my TV. Me have 100 different channels, and me have to know where I go on for every one of the channel them. Well, the Shark Tank is a favorite program of mine. Yes. And there is a similar one in England named The Dragon. It's the same format, but this is the one where we are dealing with The Dragon. So I want you to listen to this before we make you know. Well, you're going to know who we are talking about when we play this. So listen to this.
Where are they now? Reggae musician Levi Roots arrived in the den with a product he had been cooking up in the kitchen and selling locally for 15 years, a spicy jerk barbecue sauce. He wanted £50,000 from the Dragons to turn that old family recipe into a nationwide bestseller. But would his pitch win over the hard-nosed investors?
Put some music in my food for me, and give me some reggae sauce.
When I first saw Levi walk up the staircase, it was like a wow moment. Very different, great voice, and what a better way to advertise your product.
Reggae sauce.
I don't think we've ever been serenaded before. And I don't know if it'll ever be tried again because it's a hard act to follow.
And rice and peas and fish, put some reggae sauce on your list. Thank you.
Levi Roots had wowed the Dragons with his song. All he had to do now was try and capitalize. Levi Roots had wowed the Dragons with his song. All he had to do now was try and capitalize on his advantage.
My name is Levi Roots. I'm looking for 50,000 for 20% in my Reggae Reggae Sauce. Reggae Reggae Sauce is a hot to mild jerk barbecue sauce. For 15 years we've been marketing the sauce at the Nottingham Carnival, and I think as marketing goes, I think 15 years is enough time for us to launch it. I've got a very nice order from a meat company in Yorkshire for, wait for it, 2.5 million litres of Reggae Reggae Sauce as their first order. I've had a nice letter from them, which I have with me. Any questions, please?
Levi's bold promise of a huge order for his sauce had certainly grabbed the multimillionaire investor's attention. However, one dragon thought there was more than one aspect of the pitch that simply sounded too good to be true.
Levi Roots, what a great name. Is it your real name?
When Theo asked me my real name, I could have continued and said my real name is Levi Roots, which is what he expected me to say. But, you know, everything about me for that day was just being honest with myself, being true to myself. And my real name is Keith.
I was really shocked when Levi Roots wasn't his real name, when he turned around and said, I'm actually Keith.
You've just lost so much credibility. You should have lied to him and said, yeah.
But, you know, not if my mother calls me Keith, right? She calls me Levi. I've been knowing that ever since then.
Oh, dear, right.
With the confusion over Levi's name sorted out, it was down to business. Deborah Meaden wanted to know what plans Levi had for the £50,000 investment he was seeking.
Have you spoken to anybody about what it takes to produce the kind of volumes that are going to be needed to fulfill these? And what do you need to do?
What I need to do is to rent a place. I mean, I won't buy or anything like that. I will just rent a premises. And I think the equipment will cost me about $25,000 for all equipment.
I don't think that he had an understanding practically how to run the business. I don't think he had any idea what he needed to do to produce the numbers that he needed to produce to make it a viable business.
Deborah Meaden may have been dubious about Levi's grasp of high-volume supply issues, but Richard Farley had even more basic concerns about his business acumen.
Levi, can I just want to, it's something I don't understand. You've got an order for 2,500 kilos. Is that the one you're saying is 2.5 million litres?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's right.
Not 2,500. 250,000, isn't it?
2,500 kilos.
Levi did come unstuck with his numbers, and because I remember sitting there and thinking about how much he wanted to produce, and thinking that was like that was like a pint for every person in England or something, if that was the true volume. So he did have to do a pretty abrupt, turnaround when I actually corrected his numbers, and he was out by a factor of 1 to 1,000. A kilo is about the same as a litre. If it's water, it's exactly the same. Yeah. So it's not 2.5 million litres. If you've got 2,500 kilos, it's 2,500 litres.
Okay.
And then it says that's initial requirement, and then a potential every week thereafter of 500 kilos per week.
It's about 25,000 a year.
Okay.
And you're getting £6 per...
£6.50 per litre. The old figures thing just sort of hit me like a ton of bricks. They gave the letter to the mathematic genius that was Richard Farley, and he saw right through it.
It's about £130,000 worth per order, per year.
He had a desperately poor grasp of his figures. I suspect for some of the dragons, I think it did scupper it for him.
Sure enough, Levi's pitch was unravelling. Duncan Bannatyne had heard enough.
Levi, there's no business in this. So I'm going to let you know what I am, and I'm not going to invest. So I wish you the best of luck, but I'm out.
Theo Paphitis and Deborah Meaden had also reached their decisions.
I think you've got a great business, but it's for you, and you will do well out of it. It's not going to be on a big enough scale for me. So thanks for bringing it here, but I'm out.
Okay.
Levi, let me come in here. That letter's not an order.
It's not an order.
And it's a hugely complex, difficult business to get into major supermarkets. In fact, I'd go as far as to say you've got pretty well very little hope. So I'm afraid, Levi, I'm out.
I thought it was slipping away. 3 dragons slaying me, and I was hovering over, my spirit was hovering over my own slain body on the BBC floor.
But with Levi's hopes of an investment now resting with just Peter Jones and Richard Farley, the Den was about to witness one of the most remarkable comebacks in its history.
In terms of you managing a business, I'd be a bit nervous because, as I discovered, you're not doing 2.5 million litres, you're doing 2,500 litres. You'd probably admit to me that your business skills probably would need a little bit of help.
Absolutely, I would say that, yeah.
At that point, I started to think, Levi is very confident, he's got a lot of charisma, doesn't know much about business, but he might be backable because he's got something. I'm just sort of sitting here thinking, do I want to take a gamble, you know?
Can I just cut in so it gives Rich a bit of time to think about whether he wants to gamble or whether to think about it? Because I know where I'm going with it, and I just want to be clear. I think that trying to get into this market, we know how competitive it is. To try and range run product is kind of almost impossible. So, to let you know where I am, I like impossible challenges. And this is the first time ever I've actually started to sweat. And I don't know whether it's the sauce that I've just taken, or actually whether it's what I'm about to say. I would offer you half the money for 20%. I offered Levi half the money because I actually thought, you know what, I can't let this guy walk out of the den without an investment, and we could have a go at this.
Peter Jones had offered half the money, but under the rules of the den, Levi needed to secure the whole £50,000 he'd asked for, or he could still walk away empty-handed. Would Richard Farley step in and save Levi's pitch from failure?
It is a gamble, it is a punt. I'd match that, 25,000 for another 20%, so you'd be talking 50,000 for 40%, leaving you 60%.
Amazingly, despite making a complete mess of his numbers, Levi had secured the full £50,000 that he'd asked for. But in return, he would have to give away 40% of the company, twice as much as he'd originally planned. It was decision time for Levi.
I didn't think that I wanted to give away an extra 20% because I thought 50,000 for 20% was a fair assumption based on what I thought my recipe for the sauce was worth. But the order of the day wasn't greed. That deal, it's not ideal for me. But at the same time, I think this is going to be fantastic for the sauce. So I would accept gladly.
Levi had done it. It had to sell twice as much of his company as he'd planned, but he'd secured a £50,000 investment and the backing of two powerful dragons.
It's one of those eureka moments, you know. I just thought, yes, I just wanted to call my mama, you know, I wanted to call the kids and celebrate because I know then I'd actually slain the dragons, you know. I just thought it's the impossible dream that you dream of. Put some music in the food for me.
Okay, so now you know where I deal with that. So now, Levi Roots from Jamaica, living in England, go on a program, as we say, like Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a program where the same way some people have certain things in their mind, them want to market it, them go to these millionaires or billionaires, stand up in front of them and try impress them. Some of them get left, some of them get left. And you can hear the man, when I watch it the other day, the man they make Levi a sweat. When Levi say like 2-3 people. When 3 people gone, no one say, no, this is not fear. We see Levi drop your kerchief and start to wipe out the sweat off my face. Look, I realize, say, yeah, but 40 for 60, you still say, yeah, what you mean? Go on with it. And now, we hear you last night, I say, from 50 to 50 million. How that work? Tell me.
Well, 5 times profit.
So you turn the 50,000 into 50 million?
Yes, in 6 years, yes.
In 6 years?
Yeah.
So, and them still have the 40 and you have the 60?
No, well, I buy back my shares already from one of the dragons, you know.
You serious?
Yes.
So at 20 them have...
So only 20, it's only one
next 6 years
dragon.
you buy out the other 20?
No.
You make him go and hold that?
After all that, because he's become my mentor and be serious. In business, you will always need somebody who know more than you.
Definitely.
Somebody to mentor you through the whole thing. I think Peter Jones is my mentor. So I will never want him out. Yes. As long as he want to be in,
you just load that.
For him there.
All right, yes. So you start out in one at 20.
Yes.
And them say, no, if you get the 50, you will get 40.
Yeah.
You have to give a 40. And
yes.
now you still go back to which part, the original thing today.
Of course,
because
after
2018 now. After 50 million, $50 million, what me I said dollar, $50 million pound. After you turn over 50 million pound.
But you know the thing about accepting a smaller slice of the bigger pie. That's where we was at the time. Because all of my brethren them thought I did give away too much at the time. I've originally wanted to do 20%. But the extra 20% brought me the next dragon, because it was 2 dragons at the time.
Yeah, 20, I realized
20
that.
each. So and to have Peter Jones, who plays, I mean, people in the UK will know him. He is the person that made that first call. The most important thing that happened on Dragons then wasn't the investment. Because sometimes you can get the investment, but you don't get the distribution, you don't get
and him did have the distribution. Him did have it.
Well, him know people. And he didn't know the gentleman named Justin King. Justin King was the chief of Sainsbury's. And Sainsbury's Superstore is probably the second biggest store in the UK. So him just called Justin now and said, Justin, did you watch Dragons Den last night? Because there was this Rastaman, Levi Roots, and there. And of course, Justin said him did see it with his son. And we went to see Justin, and at the time I was still making it in my kitchen. You know, we was making with my children, my 6 children. We were making like 26 buckles every time we did it in a Dutch pot. We would cook it in our kitchen in this big Dutch pot, and we would, me would put it in a bag, ride my bicycle down to Brixton, about a mile from where me live. And the children them would wait diligently for me to sell it off and come back. So when Peter Jones bring me now to meet Justin King, one of the most important man in retail now. Justin I said to me, said, boy, you know, Levi, we think so we're gonna want a nice little harder. And me I said to my sister, boy, I hope this man not go on more than 25 bottles. At this point, I was still only making it in the kitchen. Him saying want 250,000 back.
Alright, but let me ask you a question. Oh, you could have get the number of them so wrong, Rasta. Because when you say millions, me I say, but wait, I wonder if him really understand where him say a while ago. And then me hear the man go through the papers, the man said, no, wait, the whole hand there. I know millions you talk about just now, 1,000. And you start to do mathematics. I mean, you start sweat again. You know, and then you say, oh, yeah. Oh, you get it so wrong. Who check it
wasn't really wrong, you know. It wasn't wrong.
The millions.
No, it wasn't wrong. It was just a choice of me to just say something to back it up, because my plan was based around the song.
Yeah, but you give them the paper. You give them the paper and say it depend on the paper. And when them take the paper from you,
them look on it, yes.
If you go to it and say, but wait, when you tell me about millions and not millions, are thousands.
Yeah, but to me, it was just some numbers and some paper.
Are the zeros they trick you?
No, it never tricked me. I just write some numbers and some papers. In the room, in the room before I go up. Because I realized I go to the job. No. I go to this den, you know, where I didn't even know, I never hear of the Dragons Den before. I never hear of these people, not like that. But when somebody tell a Rastaman say some dragon over there, so
you have to slay the dragon.
Yes, you have to slay the dragon. And I know that the only thing I can really rely upon is myself. Who I am as a Rastaman, as a Jamaican. And when me at the fifth, which is music. So I write this song about the sauce, and I feel so confident that this is the song, this is how I want to present myself. You know, I want to present the sauce underneath this song. And I feel confident, and I feel that once I sing this song, the rest is history. And as you hear the Dragons, then I think the numbers and everything didn't even really matter. Because the 2 Dragons was already taken by the fact that them can't let this man go without the investment.
And him taste the sauce, and I say, I wonder if it's the sauce make him hot. Or is why? I can't understand how it gets so hot. You know?
Because you see, these people are marketing people. You know, and instantly Peter Jones will know that a Rastaman coming on this show with a guitar around him waist. Is either he make a mistake and should I hit then at the studio next door? You know, X Factor.
If you try to find the vibes.
Is either that if I want to say make a mistake and come in the wrong room, or is a genius man this a come through, or the third option is either Bob Marley reincarnate.
No, me I tell you, Rasta don't easy the Rasta, believe you. No, we can't hear what out. That's why me I said, no. There's something more Rasta way. It's like it makes
I'm telling you,
it's like you starting to sing the song before you even come in front of them. Like when you go walk up, you start singing the song. And when them see you now, them realize, this is a Rasta man, this and thing. But as you say, wrong room. I wonder if this brother I know say it's not in that room. I'm supposed to be in the voice or X Factor.
When them realize now it's serious now, them really take to it. Because you gotta remember, say, when I hear about this Dragon Den here, I could have looked it up on YouTube. I could have find out what it is. But you and I know about this thing about eyes wide shut and clear and present danger. If you don't know the danger, you won't react to it. And even though my children were saying to me, Daddy, you better look up this thing here. You don't know dragons and you don't watch TV, you don't anything. And I was saying to myself, if I look up this thing here, I probably would be scared before I even get there.
Yeah, man, don't put that fear
you
in
know,
you.
so I I pretend that these guys wasn't 5 multimillionaire white guys. I saw them as 5,000 people. As normally I would have performed. And I have my guitar normally like I would be at the side of a stage. Somebody say Levi Roots, come on. And I would normally go up and start singing and play. So in this position now, I was just doing the same thing. These people were up there to be entertained. I had my guitar and I had the sauce, which is not normally on stage, yes. But it was the same scenario of going to entertain the dragons them.
But brethren, this come like a fairy tale story get real, but we want to start from the beginning.
Yes.
So, you know, so you're there for the whole night.
All right.
And it's a serious thing. And the longest interview you're going to ever do. And trust me, it's when you do that interview, the whole of England sauce them sell out.
All right, sir.
This is the tune where create the vibes with the man them when the brethren, even before him reach in front of them, him start sing the song. All right, hold on. Make you start it over. Here goes now.
Somebody put some music in my food for...
When Levi Roots first burst his way into our national consciousness, he was singing his Reggae Reggae Sauce song for a rather bewildered Dragon's Den panel. Who could have predicted how his life would change since then? Not only does he sell 2.8 million bottles every year in the UK alone, he is now a model, a clay model that is.
Just put some reggae reggae sauce on your lips.
Levi has teamed up with Aardman, the multi-award-winning animation studio, to produce a cinema and TV commercial for Reggae Reggae Sauce.
When I first saw the model, my first reaction was like looking at him, making sure that the bling was right. Not about the features, about the bling, make sure that the dressing was right, making sure that he's sexy, he's suave, he's smooth, and more importantly, he can sing. It's been over 5 years now since I first walked up those stairs, and my life has changed immensely. You know, since then, it's a wonderful thing that's happened to me. I don't think it will ever happen again, the way it happened. But, you know, I'm still the same me as a person, but events around my life has changed, and people around the country now are in tune to Caribbean food, which for me is the bigger picture than just Levi Roots.
And can Levi see any of the dragons as clay models?
I don't think they'd be as sexy as my model. I think the only other dragon that I would like to see that I could think could actually challenge me in that would be my mentor Peter John, because he's 6'7", you know, he's good looking guy, he's tall, he's sexy, so I can see him in clay alongside my Levi Roots model, yeah.
The advert coincides with the launch of the new mild Reggae Reggae Sauce, and as well as being on the big and small screens, you can also see it on facebook.com/Reggae Reggae Sauce.
Give me some reggae.
All right, that is the intro to a promotional thing where them are developed with some clear man. They will make some clear effigy. Are you?
Yes.
I do the tune.
Yeah, well, it was the Aardman company, you know. The Aardman company won about 4 Oscars.
Yeah, in the Hall of Fame, the Aardman
company. Yes, it's them do Wallace and Gromit and the Pirates and all these movies.
Oh, yeah, not easy.
And them only ever do 5 human being in plasticine, the award-winning, Oscar-winning company.
And you is one of them.
And he's one of the 5 that them ever do here. £2 million advert that advertised our last campaign.
All right, so wait there. It hard to start from the beginning when you really reach a certain, okay? It's so exciting. It's so exciting to hear, you know, cause me know where you come from, you know. Maybe you never know somebody know you from a laga, you know, see, but me know where you come from, and me I say, but wait, I the same virgin you used to sing, and, you know, there's a sister where I think she used to book show for you. She booked 2. Yeah. She booked some show. I don't know.
Oh, Nikki Culture, man.
Yeah, Nikki. Booked 2 poetry reading for me in England, and then she showed me say she's a manager one at the time, and Josh Shaka,
yes, and Johnny Clark,
yeah. So when we go up there now, and me have some of your music, then me I say, what? Now you there, you know them way there. But if you got ears today, you know, turn over £1 million a year or more. I don't even know how much
million pound, more like 10.
10 million pound a year for this little sauce, where just have some time and scallion and to
yes.
Yes. It's amazing, you understand? As me I said, like a fairy tale come turn out real.
Well, you know, MUTA, I always take myself back to the original, like you said, start from the beginning. And when I think of, right now I'm in Jamaica at the moment, and last week I was actually on the land where I was born, and remembering my grandmother, and my grandmother Miriam Small, I put her up for the person who has inspired me to be where I am right now. Yes. Because she was in charge of the children when my parents left, go to the UK. I didn't even know my mother and father. Because them leave me, I was the youngest of the lot. Of 6, so therefore I didn't even know them. I didn't really know what my father looked like. The only person that I knew as mother and father was my grandmother.
Alright, so you know, so we want to start at the beginning and come forward now and make you tell with the journey where you take for reach where you reach us now. This is the cutting edge on RFM. We want to big up all the people in England. Believe you me. This is the cutting edge on RFM. We have Levi Roots on the program here, so now the man when responsible for the Reggae Sauce. I take England by storm. By the time this program had done it, gone in Europe, Africa, and all over the place. All right now. Which part of the man come from in Jamaica?
I was born in a place called Ital. And Ital is a small place in Clarendon. But I grew up in a place called Content, which is just outside of Maypen, between Maypen and Yorktown. It's just a small village called Owls Content. Not a lot of people really leave Content and go and do fantastic things.
But you know, all the people who left go England come from Clarendon.
Yes, man. Clarendon is a big travelers.
Yeah, most of
and even America too, when you go, we're massive travelers.
Clarendon, yeah.
But to step outside and do really fantastic things from Content, I'm talking. There's been myself, and there's also been Birchall Whiteman. And Birchall Whiteman was the former
Minister of Education,
High Commissioner to the UK.
I think
which both of us used to live next door to each other. When I was a boy, him said that he used to see me as a little boy growing up as an elder. So the two of us come from the same place. And my grandmother now, her name was Miriam Small. She was
related to the Small
Like we were always taught. Said Millie Small is a family. We were always said that. We don't know how true that is, but you know, we said that. And she had a fantastic voice too as well. My grandmother and my grandfather, Emmanuel Darman. So that is the stock. And my parents left. As I tell the story all the time, that the British government used to say to the people of the Caribbean in the sort of 50s and 60s that them to come to England because gold upon the street. You must hear them things. Yes, street pay for gold. They must come and just go pick it up and find the gold. Them realize they are dog shit. The actual. They respect you, but they have to tell it as how it is and we'll frame on that. But them realize that it was darkness was the goal. And it was them had to pick it up. You know, but just like most Caribbean,
clean up
the mess and and everything, and work on the buses and do all the hardest work, the most terrible and the most menial jobs, you know, these people were do. They went on the Windrush before my parents. You had the Windrush, and the Windrush was one of the very first ship that took Caribbean people to the UK. But them work hard and send for us one at a time, you know. So every year one of the family would go up and be educated. But being the youngest, me never get no education. As a matter of fact, people in Content thought I would never turn out to be anything because most of my brothers and sisters them went up before me. And as the youngest at the time when my parents left, I was probably about 5 or 6, you know. No shoes, tear up body trousers, just a run about the place in a Content. And I cause pure havoc and trouble. But my grandmother took me underneath her wings as the youngest. And for some reason...
So that your mother them Ghana, England?
Ghana, England, mother and father, and every year waving goodbye to one of my brothers and sisters. But not really realizing what was happening. Until eventually when I was really there with her and thinking that I'm never going to leave her and I'm going to be there with her forever. Because I didn't know mother and father, didn't know any better. Then eventually a grip come. You know, if you remember the grip,
grip man, of course.
The red one then will look like the reddish color. Never forget that grip. And inside of the grip was, and if people don't know what grip is, it's like a suitcase. Like one of them old time suitcase. Just to explain it to the listener. And my grip come, because every year a grip come for one of my brother them. I may never see them again.
No, a barrel a come now.
No, it's barrel a come. But a pair of shoes was in the grip, which I had never worn before.
Yeah.
And my granny explained to me it was time for me to fly upon the iron bird, as we used to call it then time. And go to England.
So how old you was that time there?
I was about 11 and a piece. Just past 11. And passport I had to get on all these things and realize I couldn't even spell my own name. At 11 on my name only had 5 letters.
Yeah, Keith.
So eventually when I come up to England, it was a big struggle because straight into secondary school, can't spell your own name, can't count to 10, can't do nothing because no education whatsoever. They couldn't afford it to send me the youngest to school. So you struggle really hard. So it was like, you know, this little Keith here is not going to turn out to be anything. You know, no attention was paid by my father to me at all. As a matter of fact, he just beat my father, used to beat me constantly. But again,
your mother and your father live together in England?
Yes, just like the perfect family, as I say, 2.4 children, you know, the perfect scenario with them reach out. We have a house and everything was fantastic. We moved straight into Brixton, into the Caribbean community into Brixton, where it was a good thing it was there, because when I come over, I miss my granny so much and content that, you know, when I lock up in the house, I miss, but when I went to Brixton Market for the first time, my sister carried me there, and I see the food layout and I see the mango. Jamaican, I hear some people attack and you hear the language and
cross the front line there.
Yes, in the front line, right? Yes, a real time road. Yes, in the market. You feel like I felt a little bit like I was back home then when the time I was in the market. But still, because of the education wise, I struggled at school big time. Because in one hand trying to play the bad boy, being the smartest kid, climb a tree faster than anybody else, can walk my buckle without a buckle open. All the cool things that a country boy could do. I excel with that. But when it comes to the education thing now, couldn't reach that. So my mother spot that now and decided to say, well, you know, learn nothing at school because you tried to be too cool to your friends. So you go to our next school now. When you come home from school, you go back to school. So really, she taught me everything how to read and write, and in between that, she noticed that I love the kitchen, that even though when I couldn't do everything else, but once I was in the kitchen, I was comfortable in that, and I always run and fractal and watching what she doing diligently and asking questions. My father used to work at them times at night work. So when I come home from school, I had to go straight and cook some food for him. And you talk about big food like ackee and saltfish and all these type of things, that big food at the age of 12, 13. So I really love the kitchen from them times there. But because of, I think, my grandmother's musical ability, that was really deep down in me, and no matter what I tried to do when I leave school, the music always come back and take me and say, Levi, we are over there. So I tried engineering, and I was doing quite well. But the music just kept inspiring me to say, you are not Keith. You are somebody else. And at the time, the first album I ever brought was a song by the great artist called Johnny Clark. You know, it was a song called Enter Into His Gate with Praise. I never forget that. I went to Brixton Market and I heard that song and I brought it. And it just changed my life completely. The next song I heard was Bob Marley's Natty Dread. And I realized that Keith wasn't really me. Keith was the guy that was struggling in school and was trying to catch up with everybody else. I had to be somebody else. And straight away Rastafari come into my life then. I was 18 years old.
In England?
In England.
All right. So while them time, they never come back and go back?
No, never come back. Never come back at all. Being up in England, they're trying to make a life with the family up there, with my family. And being the first one to broke out to be a Rasta. Again, people thought that here it goes again. He's going to feel. The first one in the family ever dread up the mid and go away from the church and become rebellious to everything that my mother and father had ever wanted us to be as a family.
You go against all of
it. Because I couldn't recognize myself as Keith. Because in school I realized that Keith was a Scottish man. and I look in the mirror together, I don't look like Scottish. Something else I go on. Maybe that's the reasons why I couldn't focus and I couldn't really be myself, because I was always trying to be Keith. So when Rastafari came into my life, I realized that I was Levi. You know, and I felt comfortable in that skin. When I'm saying Levi from the month of June, we function of the color purple. Yes, and you function of the nose and all these things start to coming together, and use the preacher and use the priest. And I realized that's why I used to love to talk so much and love to be in the music and administer and all these things. So it really came together, and I found who I was now. I was comfortable as Levi Roots, where I was always trying to find.
How the root come from the Levi now? Because most people don't say Levi and done. How the root come?
Well, the root is the grounded part of grounded part of me.
Are you yourself the name?
Yes, yes. I investigated because I wanted to get rid of the name that somebody gave to me. Yes, my father seems to name, and well, most Jamaican at the time named them children after grandeur people and all these things. And you really, everybody, 90% of Jamaican end up with Scottish names.
Yes,
you know,
Keith sound like a dark man of Scotland.
It's a Scottish name. Yes.
Like a dark man of Scotland.
So I wanted to feel like something in my skin. Yes, so when I said Levi Roots, I felt like it was something creative towards me. And I couldn't imagine going on stage and introducing Keith.
Keith, ladies and gentlemen, Keith.
Yes, it just don't work. So, you know, I felt me when I was Levi Roots, and I gave up the engineering job and decided to go full-time in the music. And my first song was produced by the great producer, Levi COXSON. Who have Sir COXSON up in the UK. Yes, and he spotted my talent, and I joined the COXSON sound at 18, 19 with my brethren Blacker Dread and the rest of us. And record a song called Poor Man's Story with Fred Locks. So big up Fred Locks. I saw him the other night down at the 12 Tribe down there. First song, Poor Man's Story with Fred Locks. And realized that music was the thing. And music stayed with me for 25 years. And not realizing that you're not really making anything of your life. And a lot of us in the music business has done that. Because the love of music is so captivating. It swallow you up and it eat you up and everything. And even when you know you're not making no money, you still say, boy, but me I enjoy it, you know. And your children and everybody want things, but you're still involved in it. And you're so in this comfort zone.
It's like making it selfish.
Yes, and I tell you that. And I teach kids nowadays, and I tell them, be careful at that comfort zone. Because you get so comfortable with it, you don't even realize. It shot me for 25 years. And not realizing that it was not meant to me. Because there's only one and two artists like Bob Marley and them man, they ever really make it out of make millions out of reggae music. So I didn't have many role models to go to more than this one man, and we all cling to him. And now when I look back, I said to myself, boy, sometimes that's why we struggle, because us in the music, we only really had one role model to go by, which was Bob Marley. You know, and I think kids nowadays into all kind of music have Jay-Z, them have this man, them have a whole heap of them. But I only had the one, but it was a good thing because it was a Rasta man. And the messages that I was getting from that music really shaped my life right now where it is. Because if we even fast forward for a minute and talk about the Dragons, then I think if I did go in there looking any other way than how I look, Rasta you know, vibe, and portraying myself any other way but with the music and with the dreadlocks.
You'd have gone back a Keith.
That would have gone back a Keith straight away. You see, so it still helped me that journey to come by finding out who I was when I was 18, that Keith wasn't me. You know, it was Levi Roots. And now Levi Roots is the brand.
So you say in England, 18-year-old, you listen to Entitled Gate with Praises.
Yes, Johnny
Bob Marley music.
Yes.
And you start to locks. Start to say Rastafari. Everybody look for you a different way again. And then you just say, boy, music you have to work with.
Music. But still the struggle was tough up there because people will know my life that 1986, I got in perhaps the biggest trouble that I could ever find myself in.
Alright, this is the Cutting Edge on RFM with the video. Levi Roots. We're talking to Levi Roots, the man who turned £50,000 into $50 million. What may I say dollar? The man who can come again. The man who turned £50,000 into £50 million. You understand? Okay. And true?
Well, it goes for itself still, you know. If I tell you that our turnover is £10 million a year, and it's a form of business calculation how you would value a company. And it's always the same. I think 5 times profit, 5 times turnover is is how you would. So if I was to sell my company right now, that probably would be the value that I would want for it right now. Yes, based upon what the turnover is. Yeah.
All right, we're there in the music. We're there in Levi Roots as a musician, you know, and Levi Roots are making bussing through COXSON.
Yes.
Yes, and we are continuing the journey.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was a meeting. Actually, it was a funny meeting. Being on the dole in London, because leaving school.
No, I tell people it's not COXSON from Jamaica.
COXSON in London.
London, the big sound system.
Yes, big sound system with Festus and Blacker Dread and myself and the whole of it that was up there doing the sound. But the music from COXSON really changed my life, because it was after listening to Johnny Clark and hearing what Johnny Clark was saying on that song there. By the sweat of your brow, you should eat bread. I was always a worker, you know, always somebody that's striving to do things, changing things and changing my life. People will remember me from COXSON. They might say, boy, Levi was always trying something. Maybe I didn't have the most fantastic and fabulous voice as a singer. But for me, as a producer, as a songwriter and everything into one, I would try everything as a DJ. Whatever it takes, it was just a complete love of music. Yes. So we try everything. And it's really, that is the philosophy what I really work with since hearing Johnny Clark saying that Jaja Hinde, but for Jaja Hinde you have to work hard for everything we have. And COXSON saved my life really, because couldn't focus as a youth, again because you didn't feel yourself up there in England, because them times it was a time of the whole things to do with the sus laws. You didn't have to do anything to be just be a black man, and sus meaning that you're suspected.
By a black man you get suspected.
Yes.
So this is the reason why you never say, before I go to the break, you never say one of the wickedest things happened to you.
Yes.
This is what
leading up to it. Yes. So the sus laws was happening in Brixton at the time. In London, all over England. As long as you was black, the policeman them did have some kind of authority to stop you and search you. And we all smoke with liquor spliff at the time as we all grew up as a youth. So obviously every time you get stopped, you have a liquor spliff from you, is a charge that against you. And I remember one time, one of the most poignant memory I've ever getting stopped in the UK. Me and my brother come home from a dance with COXSON, and we in the car come home. And we are born with liquor spliff as we go. And boom, me see a policeman come up behind us in a police car. So we don't know. We stop the spliff now, and the cork, I did have a cork in it, so we stab it out and it rain. So we throw it out of the window. And the policeman stop we in the car. Call our lane too, on the front line. And two of us in the car will come out. And one of the policemen walk back about 200 yards down the road. When this spliff drop. And come back with the cork, with everything I drop out of the cork. You know when you have a cork in the spliff and stuff the paper. Everything I drop out. And the man come back with the paper with the cork in it. And we are young people them times us go home in, and me have no record them times. There's not more than such for not those things. And I get charged for it. It go up on my record, and it dented my life there, so from get a job there, so onwards from there, so you have that on your record.
That time you was what age now this was?
I was about 21 at the time, them times here. Just joined COXSON at 18, and now made my first song, Poor Man's Story. And ready now to try to launch off yourself, and there so it come now, this small little thing you cause a big effect in everything that you want to do in the business. And it creates a stigma on you, and all the other pressures them and everything that you come. So it make you want to rebel. So I couldn't really focus those times in my life in London. Because being so, you can't get a job. You don't want to be on the dole, because you're on the dole and your life is not controlled by yourself. Your life is system control.
That time they still live with your parents?
No man, them times no man. We can't live with parents, the man. We's a man now living on our own and have children. Big man business. Trying to make a life within the music, and the pressures of the system constantly have you down. And anyway, years passed in 2006, the youth that couldn't focus got himself into the most terrible trouble. I was sentenced to, at the time, 9 years.
What?
9 years in prison, 1986. All my friends thought I would never come back from this. It was the biggest sentence any one of us in our friendships that we had around had ever faced at the time. I remember going into court and only seeing one person there with me was my mother again, who had saved me from the times in school when I couldn't read and write. She taught me. And she was still there to defend me when I was going through my trial and tribulation. And throughout that time, I really used that time to change myself, to really become Levi Roots underneath that sentence. I did 5 years out of that sentence, but I really think that sometimes when people ask you, say, would you change your life? You know, would you change the terrible things, and that's what seemingly is the terrible things? Would you change those things? And I have to say that I wouldn't change that. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through it now. But as them say, hindsight is a wonderful thing. If you have hindsight, then you could probably tell everything in your life and you wouldn't have to do no planning. But I think all the process and everything and through that sentence really taught me. That sentence was the making of Levi Roots, who I am today. I really believe that you have to go through a metamorphosis when you're talking about change. Where it happens, most people don't even know when that time comes. A lot of us will change, and our change will come upon you and you don't even see it. For me, it was being away and having been away from everything that I loved. It forced me to really make that change and say, I'm not going to come back out the same person who I'd gone back in. You know, you're coming out now a different person. If you read up who Levi is in the Bible. So you spend the whole time? The whole time in, yes. 5 years out of the 9 I spent. Oh, that may I say, if you spend 5 years. 5 years, yes. So
you come out when you're about 26.
No, man. I went in at 26, 1986. I went in at that time, and I come out to my 30s. Yes. And them times I had my children and everything already, 7 children.
What?
So being away from them really forced me to make that change. And forced me that when the change is made and I come out the road, that would have been the end of the Keith life. Or anything that Keith had influenced before. You know, because I got the time to make that. I met a fantastic gentleman, Alvin Day, who spoke at my thing. Him have a book. Yes, what a wonderful man. Him have a book book name, If Caterpillars Can Fly, So Can I. And I really resonate with that, because it's talking about metamorphosis of the change from being one to the other. And if you can recognize when the change come, you can always use that as a linchpin. So I never mull over my times in prison. As a matter of fact, I rejoice it. Because whenever time I try to think of, you know, how is that change a combo to make myself feel comfortable in my skin, those are the times that I remember, the hardships. And the chiseling, what go on to chisel you out into the person that you are now. Many people won't understand that, but I think, you know, it's like somebody waiting at the bus stop and thinks that it will never be a ride. But if you wait for it long enough, it will come. And you don't know when. I didn't know when my change would come, but it was forced on me by that sentence. And coming out of it and started my first business in 1991. I started a shop in Brixton, a clothes shop. We got into the retail business. And that's when I met Nikki, of course. You mentioned Nikki Culture.
Nikki,
and she took my career underneath her wings at the time and decided to promote me as Levi Roots, the Roots and Culture artist. And the music took off. I was nominated for a Mobo Awards for my 1998 album, Free Your Mind. And realized that the music is still where I want it to be. But it wasn't making me any money. The realization comes in 2005. When I realized that I was stuck in this comfort zone of the music. But having 7 children and them wanted things force you to make some kind of change.
The music have a way to inflate people's ego.
It does.
Make you feel like, say, you're the part top.
When you don't really get nowhere. You don't really. You're stuck in that zone. And to admit that I was stuck in that zone, I had to come, was one of the hardest things to do. You know, to say that your passion or what you thought is your only passion is not working. Boy, is a realization that it is a hard soup to swallow. You know, and especially when it comes to music. But for me, it wasn't really to put that aside. What I did was to merge my other passion together with it, was the food thing. In 2005, when I ended up working in a plumber's yard, after, you know, I was just, the couple of years before, I was toured with James Brown and with Michael Rose and all these people on the music. And 2005, I ended up working in a plumber's yard. And one day, I was in the back of the room and, you know, just doing some menial jobs, and the vibe just come over me to say, "Why, Levi, what happened to you? You know, a few years ago, everybody had talked about you. You're Levi Roots, the Roots and Culture artist. You had toured with James Brown. You know Bob Marley. You know all these people. You toured with everybody. Through COXSON, you managed to meet every artist that you could ever be inspired by. And look on you now, you're in a plumber's yard. I work with something that is uninspiring to you." And I did one of these things like a movie thing. One day I just get up, take off my overall and walk into the office and say to the manager that I never throw it down, but it's one of them style when
you're done with that.
You're done with that. And take off my coat and just hand it to him and thank him for everything and just tell him straight, I'm gonna do my sauce. I'm gonna merge music and food together. And I left and I went straight home and talked to my children then. And I said to them, look, we've been doing this for 20 odd years also, because the Notting Hill Carnival was something that we always did.
And with the sauce them
every year, but it was only just a once a year thing. We never did it no other time. And every time we were there, we had a little place that we called the restaurant. You know, I kind of call the restaurant. And people would come and really enjoy the way we cook and my connection with the music. Yes, because with the connection with the COXSON sound, and it was a central point for us. So we were inspired by the sauce and inspired by the cooking and everything. And I said to my boss, I'm going to do the cooking. I talked to my kids about it, and them say, yeah, Dad, we will support you with it. And now it was a different ball game. Because here I was moving from something which I really saw as a hustling and going into the proper business now. The business plan had to change now. The whole the whole thing changed now. You know, you're into marketing now, marketing yourself. The first thing I met was my first mentor. I met a lady called Nadia, and she was the first person that says, Levi, don't sell the sauce. She said, sell you. She said, it's not in the bottle. I went to see her and I showed her my business plan, but I sang the sauce song to her first. And she put down the business plan, and she said she want to hear the song again. She said, make that be your pitch.
The song.
The song. And myself as a Rastaman, as a person.
Don't give up that aspect.
Don't give up that aspect. Put all that together. When you're selling the whatever product that you have, put you out in front. You know, let the people be buying it from you as you. And we realize now that the brand is not Reggae Reggae Sauce. The brand is Levi Roots. And when she taught me that, it was the moment that the whole magic started to happen. Because I realized that no, I have to go out away from where black people is.
Alright, stick the pin now. Who's this lady that you talk about?
Her name is Nadia Jones. She's still about, man. She's my first mentor, and I love her to bits and everything. We still keep in contact.
She's still there in England?
She's still there in England. I met her, the government had started this scheme called the Greater London Enterprise, which was encouraging people who was on the dole to come off of the dole and to seek a mentor. And you will get a small money to help you start up your business. But the key thing is that you get a mentorship to go with it as well, to kind of help you to show you how to spend the money. And it was Nadia that I met. But instead of talking to her,
where she come from?
She come from Brixton. She had her office in Brixton at the time. I think she moved now to a place called in a Croydon. I don't know if you know down there. But she had her office right in the center of Brixton, in where I live at the time. And it probably was fate that I met her, because we just clicked together. You know, the minute she saw me and she saw the way I was dressed, and she see me with the music, and that come first. She knew that it was something different than what she had seen before. So she says, get yourself out of the local areas and go to where people don't know about Caribbean food. So I started to say, well, boy, I have to go everywhere there's a shire in the name. Because you and me know, say, based on black people that in Shropshire and all these kind of places, these funny names. So I used to go to all these exhibitions, anywhere there was a food festival, anywhere there was people that was food aficionados, and people talk about chilies and spices. I would end up there, and
which part the Indian and the white people there, because black people them know that.
Them know that. So I would go there, and I would still represent the black people them though, because I would go into some festival and it would be all quiet, you know, people would be like, you know, talking and drinking tea with them little finger up in the air.
The Rastaman come with
and as soon as I come with the guitar, I plug it in and I start licking. But you know what? The minute I start that Mutabaruka, the opposite happened to what people were telling me. Don't call it Reggae Reggae Sauce.
But you know, say, I can tell you something. You know, say, it's black people tell you, don't call it that.
Well, you know, it's a funny thing, but I could see it, because perhaps putting myself in that position and being truthful now, if somebody come to, if a Rastaman that come up to me and say, boy, me go call it Reggae Reggae Sauce, and me I go back.
You would have tell them the same thing.
Probably would have tell them the same thing. Because you're influenced by the things and what people say around you and your life and everything. You would have to be really thinking outside of the box to realize what I was saying. Can you say Dragons then? Nobody never go on that with no guitar before. Levi Roots attack about him about dope. All these things. So, you know, I could really understand what they said. But what Nadia was saying to me, it wasn't about that. She was saying that it was about the whole concept of saying put music and food together. And I should do that and package that and sell it. So when I would plug in my guitar in these quiet places where, you know, these people will cock up them little finger and things like that, them love it. Them love it because them love the passion. Them want to borrow the passion. Them want to buy the passion. Them want to loan the passion because them don't have that. And when it's like, I always make this example of Usain Bolt and say the reason why people love him is because he may stand on the line and everybody else so focused and he might chat up the woman them and I go on with him thing and yet him still I go win because him have that passion and that surety and people want to see somebody else feeling confident because them not confident themselves. You know, so if they can see it in somebody else, they will support it. And I find that I got so much support when I step outside of my locality.
Of course,
That you got the praises and you got the big up in your local, but them never actually were buying it. When I step outside and I went where these people were buying it. And eventually I still them never actually were buying it. When I step outside and I went where these people were buying it. And eventually I still wasn't making no money, so I went back to Nadia and I said to her that, boy, me not make no money, you know, Nadia. I'm going to these places and it's costing me more money to get involved in the festival than what I actually make. She said, go and do it same way because you are promoting yourself. One day something will happen. And I went to see her one day and she had another festival to give me and me look at it and it's the World Food Market. I said to her, Nadia, me not go on this again. It will cost me £1,200 for go and when I have it and things. She said, go on and go do it. So I go on and I take out my guitar and I start to play. A lady come and she tapped me on the shoulder. She says, Levi Roots, we love the song. You look fantastic and everything. We're from a program called Dragons Den. And through me in the song now and me like so nice with your fried chicken. I'm just a lady, excuse me, and I see the people in front of me and I try to do this thing here. She come again and she tap me, she says, Levi, I am from the program called Dragons Den. Because she expect me if you say wow and all these things, but through me never see the program and everything.
You're there for your little thing.
Yes, so here comes my moment to change, my biggest moment, my angel come to change my life. And me I ignore it, me I tell her, I say, because I know this program called I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. I know that show that is a show where they invite people to go in the jungle for Ital type of things and so I kind of think it was one of them show days she was talking about, and as a Rastaman, me know so me couldn't get involved in anything like that. So me really telling her so I'm not interested.
Because I live Dragon Den.
And all these names and then things there. So she said no, she said, please take my card, and she said, if you find out what the program is about,
call me.
Then give us a call because we really think that you'll be fantastic for it. So me take her card and really just ignore it and put it amongst, you know, they had hundreds of cards that I collected that day. And when I go home now and I empty out these cards, one of my daughter, she see the BBC card.
And she did see.
She watched the show.
She know the show.
Yes, and all the children now start to get excited and say, Dragons Den, Daddy, it's Dragons Den. And me I say, what the hell is this Dragons Den? Everybody are going so. So the children, my children start telling me about it now and I say it's an investment show. But that don't go on it because them actually words was like, no, Rastafari don't pull a foot long dreadlocks now, go up on Dragons Den and slay no dragon. As a matter of fact, the dragons are going to slay me. So instantly a stigma start going on my head there. But you know, MUTA, if you say dragon to a Rastafari,
oh, you mean? You have to go there and
slay them. So me say dragon, yeah man, I can slay them dragons.
Slay any dragon. That's slay any dragon.
So the first thing I do, I go in a Rasta house. Rasta House was just around the corner when we live in a Kennington, where Bob Marley first got to set up the house for the Rasta man and Pepe Judah and all these men. But wrong there, so yes. Malachi we pass over there. All these men around there, my original man, they will inspire me as Rasta. So me go around there now to get a little inspiration from them. He said that somebody call me to slay some dragon and me go and with the sauce and thing. And everybody said the same thing, Levi. We are going with the sauce, with reggae sauce, and upon it,
pan dragon thing.
Pan the dragon thing and all type of thing. And boy, I said, we can't get no support. Nobody would say this is a good idea.
Yeah.
I went to my mother. I spoke to her and I tell her. Really, I did want to borrow some money from her because the next day I was going to the thing. But when I got through the door now, my mother being a great Christian as always, she always put the Bible spin on everything.
Yeah.
She just tell me, say, straight, go pick up my Bible. Just that. She never wait for me to tell her what I go on.
Yeah.
Me I try to tell her, mommy is the most changing more of my life and everything, but me can't even afford the taxi fare for go the next day. She said, go pick up your Bible. And me go pick up the Bible and me open and she said, open Psalms 23. And open Psalms 23 and she said, make her read it. Make her read it.
The Lord is my shepherd.
The Lord is my shepherd. But it's not even that part there, MUTA. It's the I shall not want.
I shall not want.
And she made me repeat that again. She said, go to your shepherd. She know, cause she know me a Rasta. She know, say me, I say Rastafari.
Yeah, she said, go, anything where you want.
Yes, anything where you want, call it, yeah. Cause your shepherd same way.
Yeah.
She said, go to your shepherd.
Yeah.
And you tell him, say, you don't want to be wanting no more.
Yeah.
And you will come back as a dragon slayer.
Yes.
When she said that, it's like some lyrics or some kind of power. Yes, I don't know where she get them words from. I mean, I use the term dragon slayer now.
Of course.
But it's she first said.
Yeah.
She said, go to your maker and tell him, say, you don't want to be wanting no more. You will come back as a dragon slayer. Them words there, I didn't even remember if I asked her for the money.
Yeah.
Because the next morning when I go to the Dragons and me take the taxi fare, I skank the taxi cab and never pay him. Because I couldn't take the bus.
Wait, you run out of the taxi?
I never run, but I just tell him, say, I couldn't pay him and I got to do something from 3 months from Brixton. Yeah, me give argument. Yeah. But I couldn't take the bus because I have my guitar and I have the sauce and I have everything.
Yeah.
So I still call the taxi and even though I have the song in my head, but I still remember when mommy says same way Psalm 23.
Yeah.
So even though going into the dragons and everything and all kind of thing happening.
Where the taxi man? A taxi man bitch. Where you tell it? Where did they argue with the taxi man?
Well, no, we still when we are go, me I tell the taxi man now what I'm going to do and me have my guitar with me. I mean I tell him say me not have no money yet still.
Yeah.
We are traveling. Me I tell him that.
When I drive you got police.
Yes. But me I tell him say me I go slay the dragons them and him know the show.
Yeah.
So cause everybody watch the show. It's just me, you know.
Yeah,
just for some reason me never really watch it.
You don't see the little team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when the taxi man gone on me going on the dragons, me see about 20 people are wait for go up to see the dragon that day. When me look around the room, me are the only black man in the room. So me I say, but wait, I one day I come in like I'm me the special course.
Like that trap. Yes. It's a trap. They won't trap here though.
I start to think that and for the whole day, people start go up and me them I leave till last. The lady say I must get ready, so me start to string up my guitar. Me go so bam, the guitar string break.
What?
Second time I string up with my space string, guitar string break again. Me complain to the BBC and me tell them, say, look, I don't feel I want to go on the show because my guitar string break twice now. And it's like some vibes.
Like a sign. Yeah.
So I'm telling them I don't want to go on the show. And the one of the ladies, she said, no, Levi, you have to do something. She said, can't we do anything? Me say, apart from getting us some strings for me, really. Because I can't sing the song without the strings and the guitar. Them say, then we go and buy some strings. It's like Jah just make the whole thing happen.
I never seen it. Yeah.
So them send a lady, she named Michelle actually. She's a great friend of mine now. She send Michelle go all the way to Kennington to get some strings for my guitar. And come back with it. By the time them come back now, there were 5 people left out of the 20 with a go up. So they must save me till last. And me start feeling the one of them dragon are hungry and me like no other. And I like the dessert for them after them done eat up everybody.
The ice for the cake.
So I string up the guitar when she come back with the string and again I try to tune it and the string bust.
Again.
So if you watch the dragons and you really close up on my guitar, you will see say it's only 4 strings up on the guitar when me.
I never notice it.
I put on the guitar and I tell them say I'm not doing it at all. I want to go home and everything like that. The lady come back and she said, no, Levi, please. Even if you just have the guitar as a symbol, go on like you're playing everything, but your time will soon come. And MUTA, as there's a jar above, I was the second to last person to go up to see the dragons on that day with 4 strings on the guitar. Totally demoralized. But focus with the music still, because singing was always my thing. And I know, say, a minute you see the stage, something take over. And it's something about musicians that even if you did that shy before or whatever, you talk to some people. From to the stage, you
and that my lady said, my lady said, boy, she can't, that's no, me no talk over there, and they are parade that you
get the zone. You just go in that zone.
Yeah.
So the minute I was standing at the stairs, because them have a staircase before you go up see the dragon. I had the guitar, so I put myself in the zone of performing, knowing that I'm going to perform. And I went up the stairs and sing the song. But even though I was singing the song, it was still a prayer in my head. I was still like saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I will never want, because you're my shepherd. I kept repeating that in honor of my mother.
Yeah.
And even though when the first dragons slay me, I remember say 3 dragons slay me.
3 of them,
3 dragons.
Including the woman.
Including the woman.
Yeah.
And I really thought this was it. You know, everything had gone left me. But the song had already done the business.
The reggae song.
The reggae sauce song. And the approach of a Rastaman with the dreadlocks here coming up with a Caribbean sauce. This was something totally new. And dragons then. Someone singing, which for a marketing person singing about his sauce, this is what you call the USP.
And what happened now is that you never ever tell them about the sauce. It's just the song you sing.
It's just the song.
So it's a wonder if it's the song you tell the sauce, you tell her you, you tell
because they are marketing people and they know, especially Peter Jones, they're always looking for the USP, unique selling point. And wherever you go as an investor, that's what you're looking for. Something that makes it different from the others. Nothing new underneath the sun, but you really have to put your spin onto it and make it special. And they're always looking for that little special thing onto it.
All right.
And the minute you say put music and food together, that was it.
All right. You speak, obviously, with an understanding from where you learn from these dragons, right? You find yourself, are you the same formulas now that you're in business with other things where people come to you with? Like somebody might come to you and say, why you want me? You look on it in the same eyesight.
Because it's the same flow. You know, and life itself is like that. Life is about planning and following some route of so life is not just about you just get up and just do anything.
It have a formula.
It have a formula. And business is just the same. And like I said to you, one of the key things about my mentor Peter is that one of his greatest things that him teach me is that there is no such thing as mistake. And when him tell me that at one time, I did puzzle and think what he was saying, but he never tell me the second part of it until a few weeks after. And he said, mistake is feedback. You know, whatever you make a mistake, you must learn from it and move on. Because if you don't make a mistake in it, you will never know the frailties of it. And in everything, there's a frailty. You know, in everything, there is a weak spot of it. So never be afraid that you have your own weak spot. And that's the key mantra of an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurs will, if you count up the times an entrepreneur make a calculation and to do something, you may probably have more wrongs than he may get right. But the key thing is that when he does get it right, it covers everything. All of the bad work will go on. So there's nothing as mistake. And his advice like that when I get from somebody like him, who, you know, who's such a big fish within business. Because when you say Peter Jones in the UK, people know his business you're talking about. This man here, he knows it all. And to have him as a mentor, you know, I think is probably one of the key things in the kind of jigsaw for my business.
All right. So you reach a stage now where the dragon, your guitar boss, now you have to go work with the 4th string. You stand up in front of them as a Rasta man. You don't know where them are come with. 3 of them lick you down. 2 of them left. Me see you take out your kerchief right away.
Well, I didn't name it because I remember said me never want to mention the name in the class.
The key.
Remember Levi Roots was like a cool name.
And you leave out the key.
And you leave out the key.
I know the key. Come back. Come on to you.
All the while I'm saying this, I said that don't ask me the name and them things there. But, you know,
but them go ask you. And them start to find it amusing too, because they might say, what wait, how that name they reach that so? You don't look like a kid. You know,
well, it's all about because again, the dragon that asked that term, asked that name, his remarks really was, it's not enough business in it.
Yes, I remember that.
It's not enough business. And the dragon next to him saying that something like, there's no business in the sauce. That was Duncan Bannister. You know, and nowadays, I see these dragons all the time because, you know, with Peter Jones and I being friends. We see them and we do charity things.
So what them said to you now?
Lord of mercy.
It's a very good one. This is the cutting edge that I refer. We're talking to Levi Roots, may I tell you, it's a story too. It's a story, believe you me, it's a serious story. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. If you just a giant way, you miss out a whole heap. Where this is the art of biography on radio of the man called Levi Roots, who take £50,000 and turn it into £50 million, and is here to still tell the tale. And you might tell him story from Clarendon to Brixton on the front line and beyond. You know, we reach a part now because him carry through him days in a Clarendon, no education, no the phase in a Clarendon, no education, spell him name Keith, reach a England, have no education still, but have the resilience, listening to him grandparents who musically was inclined, yet still him did have to really move from the ego part of the music and realize, say, boy, that now feeding me right now with him pitting them. God prison, come back, realize that the sauce thing can work. Him and them children, them a work out the sauce thing. And now, a little lady just give him a card on the roadside. Him don't know his what. But him children, them did know. Him eventually take the journey, go to the place. A whole heap of obstacle reach him, including can't pay the taxi fare. I think the man whole heap of argument. And then him guitar string a bus. And so him in the line and him reach up there. And them have him a sweat. Because right now, them carrying back to a name where him really did a left from the back. And now him come back up on the name in front of 5 big millionaires where have the key to him whole sauce thing in them hand. So him gonna now do a thing inside the so, including, which we talk about in the first part of the program, chump up a piece of paper with some numbers and things, not realizing that the man they would have taken the paper from you and go to do them kind of thing there, you know. It's like you're anxious, you have to find something. So my brethren say chump up some paper around the card and come with the paper and not even realizing that the man them gonna look on it in a no detailed. Only to find that the man them dig deep in it. 3 of them realize, say, well, right now, when I work with Levi Roots, all right, that gonna make no money. One of them look on him and say, all right, you know, you ask for £50,000, man, I'll get £25,000, I'm want 20%. Levi said, well, you know, I'm out to my sweat. Then I one look on him and say, all right, me give that £25,000, £1,000, and me take 20, so 40%. All right. So we reach the dragon then, you know.
Yes.
And them are back and forth. And them reach a stage where them tell you, say, me will give you 25%. Sorry, 25. One of them said 25,000
for 20%.
For 20%. Where in your mind, what you think that's so?
Well, I didn't really understand the rules of dragons then them time, because you got to remember that you have to get the full amount where you're going for. You see, because if I didn't really understand the whole thing, I probably would have tried to direct my pitch towards a particular dragon. For instance, people will know that Peter Jones, you know, he may do things like anything to do with advertising and telephone. Him is the telephone magnet. And if you have something like a retail, you know, so you go for one of the other dragons like Theopaphitis, him is a retail man and him have shops and them things there. So if I didn't know that, I probably would have done that. But I was just really fishing blind. I didn't really, I don't think the intention was to go to win dragons then. The intention was to go on TV to get the exposure. Okay. You see, for me, different people go up on dragons then for different things.
You don't want exposure for the
exposure, because I know that there is 10 million people or so that watch this show religiously when they come on a Tuesday. And I was thinking if I can get Levi Roots in front of them so I can sing this song, the two passions that I love will get across to them. The music and the food aspect, I can put that across to 10 million people one time.
All right.
So for me, it really was just to get me on the TV. So when I draw, as you say, I didn't expect them to dig so deep within the figures still. If I didn't watch the TV show, I would have known that this is what really Shark Tank and Dragons then is about.
But your ignorance of them looking upon the paper and them thing they know, you present to them something bigger than the paper, which is yourself now.
Absolutely. And I think
which is that the lady now down at the bottom they tell you, say, Present yourself.
Present yourself. And the key thing was, and it still is now for people when they go into business, is knowing when you buck up on an obstacle. Because when you watch Dragons Den, and you will see when the Dragon said to me, say, the number's wrong, Levi. Instantly there, you can see, I could have argued a point. Because you reach into a point where you get found out. And we as a people sometimes, we tend to, when you get found out, you try to cover your tracks. And I don't know what came over me there, MUTA, just to hold my hands up and say, you're right. Yeah. Because I come here to look for that help. Yeah. I didn't come here saying that I was the finished product with as a business person and all this thing. I come to say that, look, I have this fantastic sauce and I am Levi Roots that can be able to promote this brand, of a sauce. And with your help as the mentor, we can reach places.
All right. I just want to tell the people that for those of you who have cable TV, you're not going to see the Dragon, but you will see an American version named the Shark Tank, which is the exact
investment program.
The same investment program, the same way them set it out, it is just the same thing. So if you're interested to see where the brethren go through, you can watch the Shark Tank. I don't remember which channel it come on, but NBC or ABC, one of them channels, but it's a very good program for watch when it come on to all the man them bob and weave round for invest millions of dollars in somebody where just come with a little product where them feel can make millions of dollars. Not only for you but for them.
Yes, but not only that too, MUTA. It is a really fascinating program that will show people how to pitch an idea, because you will see the mistakes. Right now them use my pitches even in schools and universities to become a part of the curriculum.
Oh really?
The pitch. Yeah. Because my pitch was far from being perfect.
Yes.
Our what would claim to be perfect, because you say the frailties in the numbers, being uncomfortable and the set and the sweating and looking uncomfortable, all these things. But that's what investment is about. Yeah. I don't think investors are looking for you to be perfect.
Well, that the brethren say no, the one named Jones.
Peter Jones, yeah.
Him say no, him like go outside.
Him go outside. Because if you are perfect, that means it says, well, you come there far.
Yeah.
You don't really need them.
You don't need no help.
And them eat a smart aleck, as them, I don't know if them have that word or
man, smart aleck.
Them will love that.
Yeah.
Them love it when if you make a mistake. Because them is egotistical as well.
Yes.
So if you hold up your hands and then you say to them, say, well, you're right, I need some help in that direction. Yeah. I think that is what really busted for me with Richard Farley.
I don't think the woman did want to get a chance, though.
No, because she couldn't see the concept. She could. I think Peter saw what Nadia saw.
Yeah.
Nadia, my first mentor, who saw beyond the sauce and wasn't looking at what was in the bottle.
Yes.
I think Peter saw that actually this can be a whole structurable branding with Levi Roots beyond the brand, and not just reggae sauce, but a whole range of different products.
Marcus Garvey have a saying, say, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you have started. I think it's that you did show them.
Yeah, man, true. But to tell you the truth, I didn't even know what I was doing at the time.
That means you show them the confidence in yourself.
Yes.
You have something where value, and you a musician, you value the two things them. So confidence and say you win even before you start.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that honesty has to go in front as well too. Yes. You really have to have that. And even them tell it to me, because the honesty shows through the pitch.
Yes.
When you see it, I wasn't trying to be over braggadocious of what I was. I went as a humble person. But still being me.
Yes.
Being you and being yourself and being direct to what you want.
Yes.
And they invested in it. But going back to before we start, you had asked me about what the dragons them that refuse, that slayed me, what them think now. It's a fascinating thing.
You see them,
Well, we see them all because Peter does this charity shoot every year. And obviously, I'm there every year with him. And seeing the other dragons them, fly down in the helicopter and all this thing and all these rich people around. And when you look, he's the only black man into this crowd. The only Rasta man amongst these people. And to see the dragons them and to see people like Duncan Bannatyne, the Scottish man and there who said there is no business in the sauce. And for him to
you got have named Keith.
They have named Keith too on top of that. And to see now, how Peter actually rubbed them face into it, because It's the biggest investment ever been. It's the smallest investment, one of the smallest.
With the biggest turnover.
With the biggest turnover that's ever been on Dragon's Den. So it shows that different investors are looking for different things when it comes to this USP, this unique selling point. You know, some of them don't see what the USP is. I don't think the woman saw it, and certainly Duncan didn't see it on the other Dragon. But Peter and Richard saw that there was a unique selling point here. Something was different. There's many sauces out there, but this one was different, and I think that's why they invested.
All right, we're not talking about the sauce, but we still come to the sauce. The sauce, you used to do it in your house.
Yes.
But no, you're not doing it in your house again.
No.
You have a place where
get a little bit bigger.
How much employees go deal with that sauce there right now?
Employee, a good question. Not in a MUTA, and you'll be shocked. We only have one employee.
One employee make the sauce?
No, not make the sauce. If you're asking the word implied, that implied in the Roots Reggae Reggae Sauce Limited brand. I only have one employee, and it's my PA. Because it's a unique thing that we've done with the brand that, you know, most people think that I have over 50 different products now on the Levi Roots brand. And we don't have no factory that do anything.
So
like
where you do it?
It's a licensing brand we are, which is different than everything else. The most powerful thing that we have is the brand Levi Roots, is the name and the person that I am. And with that, and the integrity and everything as a Rasta man is within the brand of Levi Roots. So we've just done fantastic business with people like KFC, and, you know, we did Domino's Pizza, and we did Subway, and people like that who would have never do anything to do with Black or Rasta.
So where do you sell them the brand?
It's the brand. Because the brand
So you don't have a physical factory there?
No, none of that. The most powerful thing is the brand. So what we do...
Yeah, I want you explain that to Jamaican people, because this is so important.
It's really important. It's the most fantastic
brand.
thing.
You not sell a sauce.
You sell a brand. You're selling the brand.
And the sauce is sold, but it's not you...
It's not me.
Personally.
No.
And make the sauce.
No.
Okay.
What we did after the Dragons then, as I said, because it's a remarkable thing that happened. When Peter made that call to Justin King, Chief of Sainsbury's, did you see the sauce? Him say, yes, we made a deal with Sainsbury's to sell Reggae Reggae Sauce exclusively for 6 months. 700 stores across the UK. One of the biggest contracts that you can possibly a product which is coming from nowhere.
They're right beside Irons and
Right beside Irons. One of the hardest things for you to get is space on supermarket shelves. It's that competitive. So it was really lucky that Peter knew
these people,
knew the person, and to get the sauce on there. But we quickly realized that with the magnitude of what people want, because at the time people wanted everything that have Levi Roots on it. Just after the show, people were ringing around, they want the sauce, they want the suit, they want everything. So we realized that we wouldn't be able to build a factory like what I said I wanted to do. Because I said on Dragons and I wanted this money to start with a small factory and then to build things. But
the brother showed you something different.
Different things. Sainsbury's wanted 250,000 bottles right now there and then. You couldn't wait for build a factory. You couldn't wait for do all these things. So quickly we realized that we needed to become a brand and to get a company to actually do the sauce. We give them the brand. It's one of the biggest things. Absolutely, and we go in schools now and we tell the kids there's always a different way of doing things. Because the brand is the most important. So we found a company called AB World Foods. They are the second largest food of distributors. Them all Tate and Lyle and Jordans. Most of the things that we see in supermarkets, them own it. And we give them the license to manufacture Levi Roots Reggae Reggae Sauce. That taking all the problems away from us. And all I had to do was just to be Levi Roots. You know, and the brand became the man. Or the man became the brand. And now we lend the license to companies, to big companies. A company called Vimto. Nichols does our soft drinks range. They are one of the third, perhaps largest.
Alright, so let me ask you a question. you have something to do with the ingredients in there, or you just how that works?
Well, everything goes through my eyes. Everything goes through the company eyes. The licensees that we have, we work very closely with them. For instance, AB World Food that does the sauce. We actually have a operation franchise within that to do with the Levi Roots brand. So we work very closely with their chefs for me to come up with any new ideas that we want. You know, we have a style guide that already that everybody has to work with.
So also, all you know, say, like, if you sell the brand to somebody now, and you tell them, say, garlic, onion, and tomato, and them juke like caramel in there, or you know, say, that's not your brand. So, but them put your name on it, or you work that.
The key thing is who you're working with.
Yes.
You see, and if you're working with top brands like the names them that
them now do that because
you see, their reputation rely upon their honesty.
And you can't sue them.
Absolutely.
Get them out of business.
But you have 100% control of what they do. So you choose very good people who you're dealing with, and we are at the top of the chain now with the brand as the top Caribbean name in the UK.
Definitely.
So when we're thinking of doing things, for instance, we just put out a range of pizzas in the UK, and we're now looking at desserts because one of the book before was a dessert book, so we're looking to put out a range.
So you're going in a multi-million-dollar business. I go at it.
Well, you know, I think, as I said in one of the clips there, you know, it's about Caribbean food. I think it's gone beyond the Levi Roots thing now. I think the duty is bigger. It becomes about Jamaica and about the whole Caribbean and how I can manage to put Caribbean food up there along with Indian food and all these other great cuisine. Chinese food, all of them. And I have the next biggest job to be able to do that. And it's about restaurants. You know, so we're looking at the future.
So you think for open a chain at Jamaican style restaurant?
Absolutely. Not looking, we are doing. We're going to be doing 50 restaurants in 5 years. That is the plan in the UK. That is the next big plan for me. So I'm here at the moment.
50 restaurants
in 5 years. And really to put Caribbean food on the map. This has been a dream of mine for the past 3 years.
What do you call it? Reggae Reggae Restaurant?
Well, that sound good.
Reggae Restaurant.
You know, we haven't made a decision of what it will be called, but I think the business plan is now in motion. That's one of the reasons why I'm here in Jamaica as well. We've just eaten down the whole of Jamaica, eating jerk chicken all over the place to make sure we get the thing right. Because if we are representing, as I said, look, we have the colors of Rastafari on the buckle, we have a Rastaman on the buckle, and the thing is called Reggae Reggae. So it has to represent Jamaica properly. So the restaurant will be the way how to break in the cuisine into the homes of people in the UK that only sort of dine out to these places, and that's how Indian food has done it, and I think we need to do the same. I think restaurants is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely, because all right, you know, I did have a tape one time where McDonald's, you know, McDonald's, the main money earning is not the restaurant, them is real estate. McDonald's have thousands of different places, but it's not like even though the food is standardized, but really where they make the money off is the land where the McDonald's end up on.
So you franchise.
So you might have figured, say, right, McDonald's I make millions, which them I make millions off of the food, but them I make more. Half of just the land where them put the franchise in them pan.
Absolutely. Because, you know, it's about location, you know. I mean, when we're talking about restaurant, that's going to be one of the key things is where we have it. You know, and again, you know, I want Caribbean food to be up there. So we're talking about, you know, Ice Streets, you know, we're talking about anywhere there's, you know, the main one in the UK at the moment is Nando's, and if I am gonna make a challenge, I'm gonna, you know, go straight for the challenge of the big boys. I think that's where Caribbean food deserves to be.
That sounds good, man. That sounds real good, because really you have people who are struggling with that right now, you know. But I see some when them call the brand in Jamaica, I see them in the airport, in the terminal part, not just outside but inside. I don't want to call the name of the restaurant, but it seems as if they might make a headway inside of the American way. But you say England seems to be a gateway to Europe and other parts of the world. Or you eye them steer when it come on to like Europe?
Well, the next plan, as I started up by saying that about how important it is to work to a plan. I think when I first came out the den, people were saying that, you could do everything. You were saying that, boy, Levi, you should have gone America now and you could have this and you could have that.
Yeah.
But we really worked our plan and we wanted to do that 5-year plan in the UK without really moving away from it to really build the brand strongly without resist all temptation to do a little piece here and a little bit there because
you know what work like the music where you use your ego.
Yes, this was a complete different thing. You have to work towards that. And we did that. We did the 5-year plan and created the real strong brand. So I think now it's all about where do we go with the brand next. We are in Europe already because it's just crossed the pond. And people send me emails of how far they've seen the sauce, as far as Afghanistan and China and Australia and all these places it's been. But I think the key thing for us is the American market. If we can go to America and do as damage as we have in the UK with the brand, I think this would really put Caribbean food up there, and not just sales of my brand. You're talking about the produce, what makes up Caribbean food.
The Scotch bonnet pepper.
Yes, and if we're talking about the brand Jamaica and selling brand Jamaica, this is when you really put something else in the pot, because we haven't used our food as Jamaica to sell as brand Jamaica. We've been selling Jamaica through sports and through other aspects and through tourism.
But you had the thing say the other day last year when the Olympics come and people are saying, boy, Usain Bolt, and the argument was about yam.
Yeah.
You that thing say the government should take the initiative now and just yam out the whole place.
Yes,
They never yam out the whole place.
They didn't do that. As I said, I think we've missed a trick there because we haven't realized how the British people use food, as a way of garnishing community building and getting out there. Restaurants full at night time in the UK. People don't eat. It's not like Jamaica where, you're forced to cook all on Sunday because, the rice and peas, you have to cook it yourself. People go out on Sunday, people go eat.
On the roadside, set up them table and chair
out and
with little candle on the roadside and thing.
And all the other cuisines have benefited from that.
Thai food, this is food, that food, but no Jamaican food.
Jamaican food has still been in that seedy kind of takeaway that seems to be the only thing that we represent ourselves with. Put a box and gone, and when you go in, the place dark and you have some people someone attack to you where it's only if you don't just come from Jamaica, you never.
And the whole part of them is front too. One of the whole part of Jamaica
is front for other things.
But let me ask you a question. The brethren, do you want him name?
Peter, Peter.
And with the eye, with this whole concept of spreading the wings, this is your idea in another level.
He's a businessman still, and him own part of the business.
No, but when I say, all right, your vision of Jamaican food right beside the Chinese, the Thai food and them things. Into that too.
Absolutely. As I said, he's a businessman and he knows that whatever will drive this business to keep it going. That is what we're about. Always looking for that next edge. The restaurant idea is got to be the next edge to actually drive not just our brand, but the whole concept of Caribbean food. Because if we drive that and we become market leader, then it's not really rocket science to see where we're going. To going with this. So he's fully ahead with that because we've done the sauce thing. I think we've created the brand. The Levi Roots brand and even the sauce, Reggae Reggae Sauce
and the ketchup and all
the ketchup. The name Reggae is now in homes that would never have anything to do with reggae or Jamaica or whatever in the UK. You're talking about real breakthrough.
No, but in a supermarket where you see no Jamaica nothing in there.
Absolutely, and it's amazing to see how people are taken to it without having to water it down. The job now is to raise the bar a little bit now and to bring in other brands and it shouldn't only be in localized areas because at the moment if you're in Brixton you get everything Caribbean. If you're in Birmingham you get it. If you're in Manchester you get it. But when you step outside of these pockets,
you want to go East London and all
and see it. You want to go to some as I said, in the Shires and you get it. You want to go to Scotland and Wales and all these people and you still see the food represent because it's not just for us. Our food is not just for us because if if you see the way we use food even here in Jamaica, every cuisine is represented. Because you go into our restaurant here in the top restaurants, it's not just Jamaican food available to sell. Cause remember, we have the mantra out of many one people. And the food really represents that. But we've been keeping this secret to ourselves for too long. I think but I think packaging has a lot to do with it as well, to MUTA. We probably will have to change up how we look at packaging.
The presentation. All right. So which part of the music then all of this now?
Because good question. Good question. Well, boy, it's a fantastic thing though that the music has come forward, full circle. Because now, even though the Reggae Reggae Sauce song was in danger of ruining my whole musical career. Because after being in music for 25 years and creating so much songs and albums and being nominated for Mobo, still, when I'm on stage, everybody can't wait until me come to this one little jingle.
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. As I said, this is almost like the autobiography of Levi Roots on this program here, so no one. Why you all the people in England who tune in right now and know, say, boy, right now, after all the interview them I hear, Levi I do, that one is like the ultimate, the penultimate one, Levi.
It's unlike no other, I tell you. It's like you have me back like me back in the den one time.
No, watch me back. Let me tell you something now. Trust me. You see, tomorrow, the amount of phone call we're going to get about this thing now, it's unbelievable. All right. So, the music is back in your mind again. To explain now. Yeah,
well, the music and the food go together. And I've always tried not to separate the two, because I think it's the vibes go with the food. The song did what it's supposed to do. I think what the song did was, it kind of made people not be boring about food. At least when they use my sauces. I mean, you could go into the shop and you pick up a bottle of Heinz tomato or any other brand, and you pick it up and you put it in your bag and you go pay for it and you go home. But I think other things happen when people go into the store and pick up a Levi Roots brand.
Well, when them see the reggae pan,
when them see it, that's the first thing. And then those that know of the store will remember straight back into the Dragons then. So you feel good about yourself at the time when you're buying it. So it's like an experience, people going and buying this little bottle of sauce here that still, have them colors here that people would not see. Look at that. That normally people would have said. So it's the idea of the music. And the song, as I was saying before, you went to the break there, people just seem to love the song. Nowadays when I perform, the song, it's so easy.
You performed it last night.
Yeah, and it's the first I ever sing it in Jamaica to a crowd, and yet people singing it as if like them know it always. And it goes well to say how you market something, or how you write a hit song. It should be so memorable and so easy. It shouldn't be a difficult thing.
Let me ask you a question now. You have advertisement on the radio in England and television with the same little clear.
Yes, man. We did the hard man thing, the £2 million worth of advertising. I think it's actually the biggest money ever spent on a Caribbean type food.
£2 million.
£2 million by a Oscar winning.
How much radio station?
All the TV show. It's a TV.
Yeah, TV. Sorry, not radio, TV.
Massive the TV. And, for us, it was shown in the middle of shows like Coronation Street and all these programs that, the British people love. Prime time. Where you went to. So, we know that it's just the same as you'd mention any other brand out there. It's taken on the shape of how,
it's part of the mainstream.
It's part of the mainstream brand. And now, the music, for me, the music has come back to that. I've just recorded my new album.
Which part of that?
RJ Studio.
You just record RJ?
We did it the original way.
With Stuart?
Yes, with Stuart, and we bring in 15 musicians to record it in the original way, using the Downey brothers and thing to record it. Because I realized that the name Levi Roots now has the opportunity to get the music
another way, upon another level.
Yes, to get the music where the sauce is. Because as I says, to sell all that sauce and to get that sauce into these homes that now buying it and thing. I think the duty now is to get reggae music in there. So the journey just start where the music is concerned.
Yeah.
But I feel that I'm ready for it now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready for what I would class as reggae. Because again, people are always looking for somebody to be an authority on something.
Yeah.
Not that I'm an authority on anything. As a matter of fact,
your authority turning 50,000 pounds into 50 million pounds.
But if people see,
I don't know nobody will do that now, Jamaica.
I don't want to pat myself on my back in that respect.
No, well,
if people want to see that,
I pat you on the back.
Give thanks to
and
that.
the first I slung in front of a man where he's a millionaire.
Give thanks.
A Rastaman at that. So I said, no, in relationship to turning, you know, all right, a youth who left school, you know, and him not have no work, and him a hear you attack. Like, him a try look a break and your break come through that. And we see Tess and Chin.
Yes.
I do the same thing where you do now. Tess and Chin, I use the voice.
Yeah.
For break into a bigger market.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Which, I think she go win.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Yeah, all right now. So you win the dragon, you slay the dragon, you come out good, like roses and thing. All right now. A youth, you don't have that kind of program in Jamaica. You're coming from the university, you're a youth at the ghetto. Tell me something where that youth they could have looked forward to or look to for actually even see part of what you do. Well, you know, MUTA, you see that same youth, that proverbial youth that you're mentioning there. Because it's the same youth all the while. Yeah. I was that youth. Yeah, everyone of it. Yeah, I was that same youth. Struggling at the potential, because you gotta remember, me never become Levi Roots overnight. I didn't become me because I went into the Dragons then. I was always like you. Yeah. I was always being able to angle this massive business whenever time it was thrown at me. But it just wasn't thrown at me then. And for that same youth that you're talking about, when I was that youth, what I was lacking was planning. I didn't know really what I was doing. I just went ahead and just did things. There was no structure. Yeah. You know, and I says about admittance as well, you know. Yeah. It's easy for me to admit that now, but back then I would never have admit that. Yeah. You know, to yourself that you never really know what you're doing really. Yeah. Because there was no structure plan. And now, you know, as I hover above most people nowadays with where the business is, I see the same thing. People are just going along their lives more likely without no structure. And if people have a little hustling hustling different from business. Yeah. It's a different philosophy, it's a different way you mold things in every way. Even though the entrepreneur is still a bit of a hustler still, because you have to have that tenacity. Yeah. You still have to have that kind of a eye of the tiger to spot something, you know, and you still have to have that way of saving money as all hustlers do as a hustler. But is the philosophy as how you keep it. Yeah. Long term. That is the business, and that's what I didn't know what to do. But that's the secret now that I tell people, no, this is how you do it. You need to have a plan. And it doesn't start, you don't have to start at any particular time. Whenever time you think that you need to start, you have to get things down on paper. You know, so you can have some kind of doctrine to follow, to go by. If you don't have a mentor, have a business plan. Yeah. You know, because the business plan will do the same as the mentor. It gives you some kind of guideline for you to follow by. Yeah. You know, and even now, we're working off of a business plan. Definitely. You know, I always say that Michael Jackson have a dance coach, the greatest dancer in the world, but him have somebody that teaches him. So you always have to have some kind of structure, some kind of plan that goes along. So that would be my top tip. And the second tip that I would actually say about it, once you have that plan, is being able to focus on the plan. Because that's another skill as well too. Because someone will sometimes you will see some youth have some great talent. You know, some great singer you see them sometimes, some young youth, and you wonder why they never make it, because they don't have that focus to be able to lock into it. You know, to really zone in and lock into it and say, I'm going to do it and I'm going to stick with it, and no matter what happens, this is the route that I'm going to take. That's one of the most difficult things. All right. We should say you have two things where you was dear to your heart. You try one and you realize family did involve, which is the music. So you just go forward now to your mother kitchen and you realize, well, the mother kitchen thing can go and wagga till better come. All right. When you did sell the sauce and Notting Hill Carnival. Notting Hill Carnival. And you say it's only once a year you use to make. So once a year, you sell enough to serve you the whole year to the next year. How that work?
But that was on the same principle as just enjoying it and not making no money. It was still that same comfort zone.
So you never did make no money?
You never did make no money because it's just once a year, and when you go there, you just really, actually you spend more than what you make. But you enjoy the whole thing. It was just the same like the music. You just enjoy it. And sound system, I was in sound system with COXSON for a year. I never make a penny.
So when the man...
but I love it. It's the best time of my life ever.
When the drug ad look for you and say, so tell me something. When you go to that deal Carnival, how much you sell? I say, well, I toast back. I say, once a year.
Once a year.
I think in their mind, he might look say, he might calculate now if you sell a toast buckle at how much? $1.
Yeah, 150. £1.50.
That not really strike him.
No, that never strike him at all.
All right.
Because he wasn't really looking at that. He might look at the possibility of what
the possibilities.
Because that is what an investor do.
Yeah.
You look beyond of what you already, what you're telling him that you're doing. Him seeing where he can take it.
All right, you see, Jamaican people who have the money don't stay like that, brother. Now, I mean, Jamaican people who in a position like that man there, them don't look at the possibilities. You see, because if they were looking at the possibilities, a whole heap of youth right now
would rise
up. But them don't look say, but a youth, they have possibilities in a Rasta. If you put that in at that, and him himself can't go to the bank or get it.
You
see, him can't go to the bank and say, watch you now. You want to ask me about thing here where me know say can make. Me have a pepper thing here, you know, where me grind up the pepper and put two things in it. It can go so a man I say, I don't know nobody will do that, you know. You know nobody will do it. And for you can't tell him nobody will do it now. Him just mark you off.
Yeah. Well, the possibilities are there, you know. It's just to find the right person. I'm not saying that there isn't that here, because one of the things that I'm hoping to see if I can add, you know, here is about the mentoring aspect of things and bringing companies into mentoring. We've had this in great success in the UK with a program that I'm actually the ambassador for, something called the NEA, New Enterprise Allowance. It's been around in the UK for a couple of years and I'm the ambassador for
Explain where that though.
Well, the New Enterprise Allowance was started by the current government. And it's a bit like how I started with Nadia Jones with that company, the first one, that helps you to get a startup fund. But more importantly, you get a mentor to show you how to start that. This is what the government is running now, and I'm being from that now is the ambassador for it.
I know they say emphasize mentor a lot because you recognize how important.
Well, I think that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping people will feel that that's what I can do now. It's not about selling the sauce because we are a brand. As I says, I don't have factory, so I don't work hard doing that. All I want to do now is to galvanize people's spirit to say, you know, if Levi Roots can do it,
you can do it
then
too.
You can do it as well too. Because like you say, you know, when I appeared on the TV, there is nothing about me that was out of the ordinary. You know, it was just a man going up, being honest with himself, as we all can.
But that was out of the ordinary. A dreadlock man celebrate a guitar.
I see what. But you know, you have to have the belief. You know, you have to have the belief, the confidence that you can actually do it. And I says I've been on stage for 25 years performing. So once you give me a microphone in my hand and me have my instrument, you know, that is your shield and your buckler. You're ready. And if you're going to face dragons, even back in the day, you better have your shield and your buckler. And you know, say 5 people that are your audience and are the biggest performance you ever did in your life. And your buckler, you're ready. And if you're going to face dragons, even back in the day, you better have your shield.
And you know, say 5 people that are your audience and are the biggest performance you ever did in your life.
Biggest performance.
With 5 people stand up in front of you, the biggest performance in your life.
Absolutely. And where it's taking us now, as I said before, just going back to NEA, because I think it's a fantastic thing, that New Enterprise Allowance. We just recently, I think it's 79,000 jobs is being created under the NEA program, which I'm the ambassador for, which is a fantastic achievement, even if I say so myself.
So explain how the government work that out.
Well, it encourages people to come after the door. You know, if you have an idea about business, you come off the door, you get the startup loan and you get your mentor. But the key thing is that the government will pay businesses to take you on as a young apprentice to show you how to do it for a year. So everybody would want to start a new business will get the chance to come off of the door, start them business and actually in a working environment. And the mentorship is the most important thing because you have somebody to kind of guide you through. And what the mentors do get out of it in England now, you're getting people now who they're also egotistical people as well.
They might look money.
They might look money, but also them probably not even really looking money because most mentor people will have money already. But the publicity that comes with that, you know, that comes with you mentoring somebody, I think it becomes something worthwhile for them to have. So, you know, businesses have signed up to the thing right across the UK, and I think that can be done here. Whereas, you know, businesses don't refuse people because they don't have a wage to pay them. You know, they take them on because the money is provided elsewhere for them. If I can help to bring that here, recently the Prime Minister has just given another 80 million. I went to see him a couple of weeks ago in 10 Downing Street to have a word with him that we wanted some more money for the plan, and he just put some more money to the whole business startup, 80 million, because of what the NEA has started. So it's a brilliant thing, and you know, for me to say that, boy, because of what we've done, we've created that. I remember when I couldn't even afford the taxi to even go to the Dragons, and we said, no, the government give me 80 million pounds for put on things. Yes, and science is a wonderful thing.
Life is strange. Life is strange, man. I tell you, this is the cutting edge on RFM, and trust me, this is a story to be told over and over and over and over again. Believe you me. So here we're going to know. We're going to take some call here, you know, for those who want to communicate with the brethren, you know, who want to maybe ask the brethren a question pertaining to what we are dealing with. We don't want a guy come twist on the reasoning, you know. We don't want twist on reasoning, you understand? We are talking about entrepreneurship, we are talking about the brethren moving from one stage of life to the next, or get there and everything. That we are talking about. So nobody come with some weird reasoning, you know. And I said, no boasting tone reasoning right now upon the program. You understand? Intelligent question, statement, whatsoever. All right? So, we're going to leave it and say, yes. Anything like that you have? All right? Phone start ring off already. Yes. Cutting edge.
Blessed good man and the MUTA, the one. The real one.
Blessed man.
Cool. MUTA, you know, so I see that bread in the pan. On TVJ, when some boat let me there in England at the event, I see more of Spice and the presenter on the TVJ have a little chanting, you know? I never know the man so powerful in the earth, man.
Yeah, man, I mean, man, take 50,000.
Levi, remember the princess of TVJ, the interview the morning?
Yeah, man, I remember it, man.
Some coconut thing, right?
Yes, I remember it well, man. I think I was doing a thing they dedicated to Bolt, Weir and Blake. At the time,
right, man. This year make up a nice spice, man. A boy, the powerful interview there. But them music, that real reggae music, man, like Sata Masagana, them, man. Them music, the normal, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, as I always say, when we sell in brand Jamaica, we have to sell what we know people expect as brand Jamaica. Dancehall music good, but I think the whole world love reggae. You know, and I think when I call it the sauce, reggae sauce, I wanted to note that, you know, that is the heritage music I'm talking about. The music, I'm talking about where Bob Marley left off. So when we say in the sauce, we're talking about the true, authentic roots reggae. That's what we're talking about when we say reggae sauce.
Well, Mr. Levi and MUTA, that interview, yeah, for continue upon the Thursday program, MUTA. For more people get a view. Is that you this and change the MUTA? The youth always a up right at the tank when they come from to Rima or Spanish Store Road, you know.
All right.
Right at concrete.
Yeah. Me know which part, man. Always sit up there.
That when the topic ethic.
All right, you know why you tell. All right, you're there right near which part, where the Black Rose Corner used to then.
Bogle.
You Bogle. All right, you know what? All right. You're not up there, sir. You're there right at the corner now, the big town.
But they are Mandeville, but the whole of them places are my quarters. All right. Talk anything where you are.
No, we're going to talk, man. We're going to talk. Me come through, me drive through there all the way. But you hear me, I say, no. You swear Bogle used to down there.
Yep, on the ground.
The place did look crisp.
A disaster. understand now, my bitterness.
Wait, no, me passed the other day, you know, and more than what, me see the same big car them, you know, but it's when me look on the ambience of the place, Rasta. Me I say, wait, all the people them, when Bogle there, like, the road cark with people, and you see palm tree grow, flowers up on the road, the plate up. They want to the man them where they know. Them can't do the same thing.
Listen me. Listen me now, man. A piece of destruction take place from William Bogle jail. A big gang war mash up that little zone there. From the pass the tank and come up there so like can go RGR.
Yeah, but
a piece of bitterness come through the whole of the youth them dead corruption coming.
No, but wait there. Me still see the same big car them on the road park up. That means that
not big glory.
Yeah, but
people used to just try past us for sale the Black Roses corner looking
at but people still live them and them supposed to can just in memory of Bogle. Just in memory of Bogle Rasta. Set back the place like how Bogle did have it. Set it back.
That sound good to what you're saying.
But it not go work. But it not go work.
A gang war coming at the surrounded. You have man start dead from the tank go right up to the Rasta Road. A piece of bitterness a liquid. Me leave my living and just go visiting at the city a minute to do some gang work, you know. Come work at the bus stop and tell us for children, you know. And a bullet me get, you know. And a man beside me dead, you know.
You sound like my cousin, you know. Trust me, you sound like my cousin. You sound like my cousin.
A bitterness a go on in other quarters.
Me feel away when me see it though. When me pass there, cause me always take this off of Kodong Town and take this off of Gog Town.
Yeah, man, because shortcut when the traffic hectic,
yeah, I want a man straight to go through there because them say a trench town and say, but me know say it's the easiest way for reach uptown.
Straight to reach a Spanish Town Road, man.
Me I say, but wait, at the place where me used to pass through and Mr. Man, flowers straight up on them thing there. That all the thing just stay so. It just stay away. Yeah.
The only little enjoyment we have at the Tony Spalding complex.
The football and thing. Yeah.
I would like some more love going on a boy's tongue, you understand? Old school too.
Yeah.
You understand, MUTA? I respect Levi Roots. Me forget your music, them, man.
I respect it,
music.
But when you're ready, you can check it out. Yeah, you can check out the store down at Devon House, you know, which we never mentioned yet, but
yeah, we never mentioned that. They opened that store at Devon House last night, you know.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So, MUTA, I best up my brother straight in the top now. Patrick, otherwise known as RC. I yes. Say you think all you them down a GP. You know, you're think the normal MUTA. And this will continue upon a nice Thursday when everybody can know people are slumber now.
No, man, away I say, man. Believe you me, watch out. A man in England, no, you know. A man in England, no, you know. You like no more people are listening.
Man.
Watch me, man.
We not take the one of the glory for myself. So my respect and my
yeah, man, blessed man.
Levi.
All right, give thanks for bridging.
Yeah, man.
It's like when MUTA touch the university, that's one of the biggest problems. Because MUTA know how much people graduate one day and no job is here for them.
Yeah.
So MUTA know the groundwork. It's a man that will teach with the knowledge.
Yeah, man. No, watch out. Wait there. You don't have to tell Levi. Wait there. You don't have to tell Levi that. That's why Levi there, so you know. You don't have to tell him
but
that.
But teach the gospel.
All of them, man, you listen to Continent from
yes, man, up some man. For real, man.
So you don't have to tell him that.
Man.
Blessed. Yeah, Bridget.
No, you are tell them.
Yeah.
So my respect. Great walker from in a concrete jungle. All that yard, big side, soon get back. Silence to me.
Try to keep a dreadlock style. I led a rough old life. It's our time. We live in a rough old life. Like a drive.
Milan, you just a match up my life. Milan, you just a match up. Try. Yes. Cutting edge.
Oh, blessed divine love, me
blessed my lad. Yes, I like them.
Levi Roots, divine love. What time inspiration.
Hold on, Abba. Move your mouth from the thing a little bit. You're muffled. You're dead too near to the phone.
In 33 years, this is one of the most divine inspiration in the food business of Itality. This just put me in a power and a feeling of just saying Ital Calabash. What a joy, MUTA. I am just giving thanks for such divine inspiration, and I know what is going to happen on a bigger level when it comes to Rastafari and this establishment of food.
All right, Levi, I'm a bridging in my car from Connecticut.
Yes.
In my car from Connecticut, and it run in a Oakland. Him did the Oakland, and him run a Ital restaurant called Ital Calabash. So him in the food thing too.
Well, I love how him touch on the Ital and the Ital aspect of the cuisine, because that's something that I've been talking about for quite some time now in the UK, because again we talk about the USP, the unique selling point. People are always looking for a little bit something special, and when you give them something, they will ask, is there a remote part of it? And for our cuisine, I think the remote part of our cuisine has got to be Itality. It's got to be when you take it back to the bare bones, to the natural part of the food.
The bare vegetables, not bones, bare bones.
The bare vegetables, yes. The bare vegetables, yes, to use that paraphrase. But you know, I think people are always looking for that, and I've been talking about that for the past couple of years, and lots of questions through my website about Ital, about what it is. Is it a way of life? Is it just about a dietary thing? It looked like once the restaurant started, I'm gonna have to really pump that part of it, because that is the Rastafari side.
That's the Rastafari food, of course.
That is our reason to talk about food and merge Rastafari into it.
I can tell you something now, and more and be a mentor, you know.
Yes.
Right, be a mentor, you know, with a little thing, you know. All right. You see, like, Jamaica goes so bam, and me know, say, you have certain things where certain Jamaican people know why you push.
Yeah.
So, when you go out there, you say reggae. It's like them that say, no, lax and all them. I say, no, you can't do that and all them thing there. But, you know, say, you go out there with it. So, you have the Jamaica and you have the reggae thing. And the reggae thing now is we are going to sell Jamaica.
Yeah.
All right. You see, the Ital Rasta Liberty now is we are going to sell the reggae.
Yeah.
So, you have a thing now where it's beyond the reggae now. Beyond, you have Jamaica food, but you have a reggae thing now. We're going to match up with the Jamaican food. But then now, within the reggae now, you have a thing named Rasta Liberty, which is Ital food now, where when you put that out upon a big light, you know, and a man, especially white people who are search for serious, what they would call organic. No. When you put that sign up there, you know, and say Ital Liberty, right beside a Thai restaurant, right beside a Chinese restaurant, you know. Trust me, you know, you have space around the corner.
Well, because Ital represents the lifestyle that goes with Rasta.
Yes.
Because, you know, people are confused at Rasta. Them things say it's a religion, and I'm always telling them that it's not about religion. You know,
it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's how you live. So you can live amongst anyone. And the food that you eat is important. Represents that. So it's Ital. I think Ital is perhaps one of the most important things. Jamaican creation that again we haven't seen. We still miss a trick there.
Yeah, well, that's most people wouldn't want to associate with that. But that is where we're going to sell it.
Well, as I said, when you look at the brand, look at the brand again. You know, we didn't thought that these colors and
red, gold, and green
represented.
Yes.
You don't think that Tesco's and Sainsbury's and these big names. That, I mean, you're talking about the biggest supermarkets in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, you probably think of Walmart and these people that is bigger than Tesco's and Sainsbury's. And when you walk into them now, them have these
red,
colors
gold, and green push up
all over. We don't know apology.
The stone that the builder refused, man.
Ed Corner store.
That the builder refused.
Ed Corner store.
You see, them have an next saying, a prophet without honor in the own country.
Yes.
And it's like, a one where I'll say, no, but I tell you something, man. Me remember the first time me start tour, me go to America, and me do 1 month, and me not exaggerate, ask my musician them, every show we do, sold out. And guess what? A pure white people. We go to Europe, go do a tour for about 6 weeks. And we go so boom, clear straight up to Finland with there. Every show we do. Me hope so me see a black person in there. And one show me remember me go somewhere up in Sweden, and me don't know where me step on the stage. I mean a big dirty bad road at the car, and I say, yes, Jamaica, the whole of the musician them, we feel good. So what me I say is that when we did just go out there, when no black people never did listen to reggae them time there, because Bob Marley go out there and appear white people there and concert there.
Yeah.
Right? Alright. Me go out there, appear white people me see in front of me, even though what me I say, you know. You see, Jamaicans, they would have scared that what me I say, you know. They might say, no, you can't go say that in front of white people. And me go, they go say, it's not good to stay in a white man country too long. Right?
Absolutely.
And white people, somehow, it's like they must say, but wait, that brother here stick to him thing, you know, Rasta, you know. Them like, so you stick to your thing, you know.
Well, it's about discovery, you know, MUTA.
Yeah.
It's about discovery, because they are discovering you.
Yeah.
You know, they were discovering Bob Marley at the time when him, and them still discovering him now.
Still are discovering.
It's a continuous things going on. But it's all about is what you give.
Yes.
It's what's in the package. When them discover it, when them open it.
And the sincerity are in there.
Yes, when them open it is what's in there.
Yes.
You know, is it something that them going to reject instantly, or is it something them going to carry home with?
Yes,
we want it to be something that them carry home and bring it into them lives with them.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
This is the cutting edge. I want the people them know, say we will be back here at 2 o'clock. That's 2 p.m. with the stepping razor. The art of, you know, you're the one yet England yet. You know, you're the one England
no,
yet.
not yet.
You're too busy that the All right. The stepping razor, the art of war, we're there with you back at 2 o'clock. And we want to remind the people them, well, we have to tell you this now, because we invite Levi Roots down on West Street that day, and they make him drive and tell him foolishness. They make him drive and tell him foolish. Hey, watch out, man. We are trying to bring back some joy in the middle of the city here in Rasta. Believe you, man. Yeah, people are talking about bring back, you know, city, the town, where we want. You have a whole heap of people, them have a thing, a marathon run downtown, and like 7,000 people gather down there in Rasta. Right near which part we have play at Sunday time, you know. But guess what now? You see the people them where enter you hear them attack? Yeah, we want to bring back some life, the downtown, you know. It's only when the marathon keep them go downtown. Them not go downtown no other time. These brown skinned people will live uptown and all them. You understand? Alright now. So a man start a thing, him say MUTA come play. Alright now. You invite someone now, like all you know. And you say, boy, Levi Roots, come listen to some music. A man tell him, say, why don't go down there? Because cold shot go fire down there. A madness, you know. A total madness.
But you know, MUTA, you say if me did have the decision, where I come from, you don't really have these fears of that type, you know? And it's the same fears I was saying to you about going into the Dragons Den, and when you don't know of that clear and present danger, you have more fun, you have more success, because that fear is not there. You know, and the minute somebody put that fear in front,
you start to develop.
You start to develop phobias and all these type of things that you didn't even know you have. So if it was my choice to come down to West Street alone and me didn't know where it was, and I didn't have to make a call for somebody to put that phobia to remind me that, you know, that's there, I probably would have come down here at the time of my life.
It's the same time with the dragon thing. I see him where white people.
It's the same thing.
When you tell, like, we have some people, when I tell them from Treasure Beach and them place there, and them come down there, you know, without no fear, you know. And when me see the people there, I say, what? Them down here? And when me talk about the people, they never enjoy themselves, so yet in Jamaica. I mean, I say, but look which part them come enjoy themselves the most.
But just like me, if somebody that tell them, if somebody warned them and tell them this, that would have put the, I mean, it's just like why a lot of people stay on the North Coast. And never kind of venture in. And they stay in the hotels them and never venture. Because them write to me and tell me about the food, and them say, them really want to taste the authentic Jamaican food where, you know, Miss Mattia cook and where and this and that.
This big fat Mattia and this cold supper shop.
But they don't get the chance to do that because that fear and that stigma of what may be out there, you know, stop them from doing that. We have to remove that.
We have to stop that. We have to stop that, because really and truly, the excitement of we is in. I want to say it too. Sometimes it's in the field. The excitement in the field, because I remember which part Rastaman I come from. In the dongle, in which part the pig them and the this and the old cardboard and old car and thing right down in with them call Tivoli Garden, you understand? And we see man come now, turn it round, politician come and twist it round and turn it round. That. Now they might try to bring back some semblance of dignity to downtown. We see Digicel put up one of the highest buildings in Jamaica, right on the waterfront there, so. You understand? So, me don't know. maybe you can open up a place or because it's like them are selling things them free. It's like them are selling. It's like them are gay incentives for open place down so. But me know see the government is the weirdest thing now. Them I tell you say them want lighten up back downtown, but them not have them office downtown. All of them office gone uptown. Some don't know that. Practice where you preach government. If you want downtown to look like downtown again, put some of your office them downtown, digital invest millions of dollars for go build up one of the tallest buildings in Jamaica downtown. So oh you not have no office down there. What a terrible thing. Yeah, as we say, we are taking a call. Levi Roots, MUTA Baruka, Cutting Edge. Yes, Cutting Edge.
Greetings, MUTA.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man, brother Supreme here. Youngster, budding entrepreneur.
All right.
Want to big up Levi Roots and congratulate him on his newfound success.
Give thanks for brethren.
Yeah, but where entrepreneurship concerned in a Jamaica and having an enterprise to invest in a bright ideas, you know, I think that is very lacking, and it's not that the money isn't here in Jamaica, because I have a thing about we walk around with money in our back pocket and say, me have 10 million, John have 100 million, but if the money now pump and circulate, I mean, youngsters coming into the world can't get a break because like everybody just hoard up the money. You see?
So what you think should happen now? Or you get those people who have the money to recognize the potential of youth and invest in a sort. Or you think it is possible to get them involved?
All right, well, with the powers that be now, like influential persons like you in a MUTA and like Levi Roots and myself, you know.
Yeah, you mean if you go talk to the big guys them?
and then, yeah man, the person who really control things, they need to form some form of body, because even like how you have a small loan agency, what would have great for youngsters out here is some venture capitalist, a venture capital enterprise. The over 20,000 people will graduate this weekend and don't have a job. I'm sure that many of them have passion or we can transform into ideas. And if a think tank or a body was there to finance that, you know, I mean, employment would go up. And I mean, with great ideas and revolutionary things, what's happening with even Levi Roots. I mean, there's so much good to be bestowed on Jamaica, because take for instance Levi Roots now. Imagine if you start all partner with our Usain Bolt doing all high seas with track and field when the global world is watching Jamaica. You know how much energy that channel in Jamaica, how much that boosts tourism, boost sales of products, and a lot of etc. behind that. So, I mean, if we invest,
I really think. Way. What the rest of them?
Am I ask what your name, brethren?
Them call me Supreme.
Supreme. No, I really think you have a good point there, you know, Supreme. I think, you know, the youths are there, or not even just the youth. I think people are there who are potential entrepreneurs that want to be enterprising, you know, that want to create new things to, you know, to kind of even help the country to get out of this, you know, depression that we seems to be constantly in. I think key things is about jobs. But it doesn't really just start there in about jobs. I think it starts about how you get to that point. And a lot of people, will get the job and is not really ready for it. I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's not everyone is made out to be an entrepreneur. I think that's important to realize that. And some
that
people,
is an inborn spirit for many of us.
All right. The question is, how you going to know, say, you're not made out to be an entrepreneur? How you going to know that? From the offset, how you going to know that?
Well, you know,
for instance, now you have the youth them left go from
you won't know that. It's somebody else have to spot that in you.
Okay.
You won't, because remember we talked about that comfort zone sometime. You just feel like you can do something or you want to do something and you're inspired by it. But it doesn't mean that it's going to lead your life forever. It's gonna something that's gonna lead you into something fantastic. Some things are just a movement to lead you onto others. You might start something and you realize that that's not really what you made out to do. It's a spin-off from that. So it's really to spot what these people are good at and to put them in the right direction. Nowadays everybody that have a sauce, it seems like sauces and condiments are things of the moment. And when people send them to me, I have to be honest and tell them that it's not all of them are going to actually make it. You may be passionate and you may have the plan and you may everything, but unfortunately you probably need to be doing something else.
Same thing with the music too.
Same thing with the music.
Everybody want to make music now. And everybody are going to be a buju or a sizzler.
Yeah, I think it's same Mr. Waki you're talking about, him having saying that says everybody can dance, but I know everybody are dance.
That
is the same philosophy. And it's to spot those. So great potential here for entrepreneurship and for enterprise. But the important thing is to spot those that can actually do something. And when you spot them, it's to get the investment out to these people because they can perhaps be influencing others to realize their own dreams. But we don't give these people a chance. The potential ones that can make it, they don't get a chance because everybody wants a chance. And the chances are so few in between.
Give thanks, brethren.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yeah, man. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM.
Yeah, man.
Blessed man.
In your early days, you see, you used to go in the studio and stand up with your foot and do the program for the whole night. Are you?
What are you about?
If when in the early days when you just come on RFM.
No, me never stand up. No, me always sit down.
You always sit down?
All the while.
I hear you say, the things them Rasta send them come toward the table.
The things were Rasta do what you used to say?
A long time.
Yeah, come up to bump, yes.
Yeah. I'm glad to identify that, and you need to identify more of them type of people. Because you see them things long time never used to come up for the table. Someone run with the things, them like Rasta say something, and someone take it and run gone with it. And then go and then know where to do with it and then just have it in a circle. They don't have no other plan B to Rasta thing.
Give me an example of what you're talking about. Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Like even to the music, and we say some lyrics and our days are come.
Yeah.
We say some lyrics.
Like what? Like what?
Some lyrics we make, man. All the lyrics we make.
No, but tell me like what you say them run with. Tell me like what where Rasta in the music say and somebody run with it. Tell me.
Like a man that say, we guard your life and you don't know when you are asleep, we are patrol out the door.
Yeah.
Understand? Like you don't even know what it mean, but you run gone with it. Every you make a lyrics, every DJ gone with it. You understand?
Yeah. So
and then you know what else we say and they say some other things and it makes the line away you have a say. So they never know where to
But that's not what me did that talk about though. I know that me did that talk
No, I know you are talking
no, you say when but you start by asking me when me just come here and stand up and I said do the program and then you say
no, what you want to say about that
Rasta did that say thing for like Rasta a whole heap of things where Rasta did that say. Where people used to cuss and laugh after. We see that come now to fruition and we mention things like Ital food, vegetarian food, where people used to cuss and say if you're going to have pure vegetable.
Yeah, the coconut we use to
and them
say
when we are talking about
good food.
When we are talking about reparation, people used to say when Peter that sing about ganja and get beaten for Rasta got prison for ganja, now it's them a legalize that. Yeah, them things we are talking about,
Yeah, but and someone run with it and gone with it like them used to say it and we used to say it. You understand?
Yeah, but that me they have to do for remind them say Rasta did that say it. That's why me there so enough to tell you say watch out. A Rasta did not tell you that, you know.
Me say me rate that part of the way I come with MUTA, me say me rate that saying the way I bring towards it, you understand? Because someone believes say, them say, what them are saying, them originate of what them are saying.
Rasta did there, I said, Rasta was a vanguard, a whole heap of things we say so now. So we, cutting edge, stepping rate, they have to tell them, say, all on are going with.
Yes,
Rasta. Yes.
Start it out.
Yes.
MUTA, I'm a part to MUTA.
Yeah, me know you, man. Me know you,
man. Yeah, man, I'm tell you more.
So you still there at St. Elizabeth? You still there at St. Elizabeth? Where are you at St. Elizabeth? Yeah. Mine are run for St. Thomas, you know. Watch it, you know. Mine send police down there for you, know.
People that come to me and say, you me hear you for MUTA. I want you to big up the police, them up at the Lackover police station.
Yeah, but tell the police they must stop shoot so much youth Rasta. Tell the police they must, anyway, me have to move because you want to big up yourself, you know. Me can't bother with that.
Alright, yes, MUTA. We saw the program on that time, huh?
Yeah, blessed man, yes.
It make a serious point there still, but I interject on the point there. Really big point at the moment because in England right now there's a big uproar on the same topic where you just mentioned there of original things that other people taking it.
I run
down with it. I mean, right now from me talk about it, everybody ears are gonna pick up in England because there's recently the past month there's been a chef. A really big chef, perhaps perhaps the third or fourth biggest chef in the UK. I mean, I will call him name, but everybody know me I talk about. Him just recently do a recipe for a big company called Knorr, really massive multi-million-billion pound company, to do a Jamaican jerk chicken, rice and peas. Now, this man here now, him completely mess up Jamaican and call it Jamaican. Every Jamaican in England come out and say them have to take down the video. And people start Twitter and them start the campaign of all boy. Because I get the whole of it because people saying, boy, Levi, you have to say something, and was encourage me if he say something against it. And the report was so powerful that this morning I read that Knorr take down the video. And I've taken it down off of them website and everything. So me have to big up everybody in England who signed the petition. And thousands of people who said them can't mess with Jamaican cuisine, our main cuisine of rice and peas and jerk chicken. Just to tell you how the man do it. Me see the video, me see him put some oil in a pan and him cut up and put some honey in the oil and fried onion and then him throw the rice on top of it. That's for me say that this of all. And put the name Jamaica to it. I mean, I know of diversity and I know that we need to diversify our things then. Well, that's a point. But if you're going to do it, you have to have that respect to at least to follow the guidelines of how it is.
The
and
formula,
like I said, the formula. There is a formula. We're talking about part, and we don't talk about plan and everything and how important it is. But he went completely against the plan of how it is. We out. So then take down the video, whole heap of money them pay for it. Like, this is a big time.
It's the same like the advertisement where they burn the flag on the ground.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You know the government does sign a thing with Switzerland. I don't know if you know about it.
I know about it.
For trademark the things like Bami.
Yes, yeah.
Ganja too.
Ganja,
you know?
yes.
Ganja, the Jamaican
brand Jamaica, which is the important thing to Jamaica, which is what sells Jamaica abroad. When people come here, these are the things them what they want and they expect. Yes.
All of them things there. Mr. Say the government moved to it. Say Switzerland them sign this now, so no anybody will do that now is in a problem. So Bami. You know,
them should have put Rasta on the list there too.
Rastafari is in the process.
Well, okay.
I'm dealing with intellectual property right now. You know,
I really believe so.
Yes. Cutting edge.
Hello?
Yeah, blessed.
Yes, my brother. Evening, morning, I should say, yeah?
Morning, sir.
I hear your program. I continue listening to over the years from youth until now, yeah? However, there's a young farmer coming up. Go through the whole system and the whole program. I'm still not getting a real hardcore talk from none of them. Now I have about 4 acre berry. It's not a...
What kind of berry?
Ribena, Java plum. They're calling it Ribena. That little purple thing.
Yeah, me love it.
Yeah, me know it.
However, when I visit the Scientific Research Center, they said the first person they see with so much, right? However, they can't... Government them don't have any money to help support it more, right? But however, I have this product, I would want it to go so further, right?
So you talk to Rada?
Yeah, I'm a registered farmer, man, but them not come visit me when I call them more than so.
Okay.
Them just a paint a picture in a motor, than that's how me see overall in the system, you know. But then in the southeast and near the Enfield region, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do the product, but I not have a firm push behind. The money, it is there, some of it is there already. I have the product, I would want it to go.
I have 4 acre that same Ribena plant there.
Yeah, I know Ribena name.
No, me know.
I think a blackberry them call it.
Them use make Ribena.
Yeah.
Alright, you know something now, because me don't know which food company I am so, because you have...
No company, because I even go up by Minister of Agriculture and them send me on to Scientific Research Center. Yeah.
And with them say, with Scientific Research Center
Scientific Research Center said they would have liked to work with me, but my wait back on a call for about a month now and nobody
call you forward,
for the same procedure again where me have to go sit down and wait and next year again to go back to them and...
Alright, so why to the company them produce juice now?
Call them round, man.
No, call, man. You have to go, man. The call thing no work, you know. The call thing no work, you know, brethren.
I can't figure it out, you know.
No, the call thing no work. You have to physically take a bus and go to them.
You have to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I suggest, say, you take a bus and decide, say, you're going to spend 1 week, now you're going to go this so, but you have companies on here, so now we have produced juice. When me don't know, maybe you should have got to them.
To me, see, and me ask for the Scientific Research Center. Most of the juice place at Jamaica be artificial.
Yeah, but but maybe them take your thing and mix the good thing in it and can make a juice artificial. Me don't know. Because some of them, even though it's artificial, it have little juice in there too, you know. So when I say, you can't take it, I better you go physically, brethren. Nobody listen to Scientific Research Lab now, because if you have 4 acres, this fruit, you know, bridge, because I see some man I sell it on the road, and I'm trust me, when we go and put in my blender with some cane juice, and me that, you know, so me I say...
It's not supposed to blend, you know, it's supposed to dry, you know, like a carnival.
But you tell me when me do my things, bridge, and that me don't boil it, right, me don't dry nothing, me put it in my blender with cane juice, yeah, that's what me I say now. You need to go find a place where I make juice. One of them company, true juice are...
one of the project manager at the Minister of Agriculture, him call around as well, you know. Sit down in the office, you know, and them said, no company.
Now work. That office make for do, you know, for deplete you. They put in the office, You may have to go do a physical thing, believe you me. Try a physical thing. How about that me can't tell you, because I don't really know, unless you're going to go to market and sell it, that way there. Because I know you have man will buy it, you know, but 4 acres enough. 4 acres, which part of St. Mary that there?
Up Enfield side.
I don't know which part that there.
When you leave out Nata Bay,
coming
to going to Portland, yeah?
Yes,
and you turn off on your right.
On the right, go like, yeah. That. Me never know somebody plant them fruit upon them level, them, man.
Yes, man.
Believe you me.
It's just an idea, you know?
Yes. And when you get the idea, now, my boy RC can help you. RC is a joke. I will climb up a woman like chicken. Anyway, Bridget, you have to try a thing. Yeah, Bridget?
Yeah, man. We try it, man. We work with it, you know. We try to push it further, yeah?
Yeah. Trust me. At the first, man, if you say you have 4 acres, trust me, enough.
Yeah,
enough
man.
that, yeah. Blessed, give thanks. Yeah, Bridget?
Give thanks, man. Respect, man.
Yeah. Enough, bury that.
Yeah,
4 acres would have bury that.
But it's interesting for hear him enthusiasm still, you know, because I check for that. I can hear that him really want to do it. But he must have to realize that maybe he's doing something wrong. You know, as you were saying that the approach to the companies them is a way you have to think of some ingenious way of doing that. You know, of trying to, and it's not even just the company. Because a lot of times people will say, all right, for instance, Grace, you may have a juice and you just send it to Grace. Or you turn up and you up to see the Grace. It don't work like that in business. You have to find out who the buyer is. Because for every product, there's a different buyer. You know, so you can't just send something or you can't just go. You have to do your homework and know who to go towards for different department. notoriously buyers for supermarkets are individual people that change his item as you go, and it's like an A&R person in a record company. That, you know, one person will love a lot of things and he will have the job, and before you know it, he's out of his job, him take out everything, and the next thing comes in. So you really have to know who that buyer is and attack them with your idea, so that you can zone in into that specific product that you're
I want to tell you, I see a youth sell some one day on a road and I buy the whole of them from him, but you have supermarket where we buy it in bulk from him and sell it back to people who know it,
Yes.
Because it's not every Jamaican know the fruit that's still, You have people uptown where know the fruit. So it's like, maybe should I even try that too? Just sell the fruit itself.
I become the brand like we was talking about earlier on. It maybe him need to build up the brand as I can't remember what him name, but if it's brand Jew or whatever, and build that so that the supermarkets are invested in the brand as a brand that they know as quality product.
And him just deliver it to them and then him no business with it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, give thanks. All right. I bet you know we love dearly in Passway, Lincoln. You know Prince Lincoln.
Of course.
Big
yeah,
tune.
man.
Big
Royal Rasses.
Oh, gosh, man.
Yes.
And this
Kingston 11 and all these tunes.
Kingston 11, Humanity and all them tunes. Humanity. This is the cutting edge on RFM.
Blessed save the divine.
All right. We have the whole on. It's like we have the rag through. Hey?
Lovely falsetto voice, man. Yes.
Another one who I play though. All right. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, blessed man.
Blessed man, Rastafari. MUTA Baruka?
Yes, sir.
Big up.
Blessed man.
Levi Roots.
Blessed love, sir.
Yeah, look, one of your brethren, but not tell you who I am in our vibe. But MUTA, first of all, I must say to you, MUTA, from 1980, I have been listening to your show.
No, 1992.
Well, yeah. Coming to Jamaica, talk about you, going back to England, talking about MUTA Baruka. I've had some album of yours in England, and even walk me just have like to have MUTA there.
You have a MUTA there?
MUTA Baruka album. Whole of them in England, man. I just like to keep them and look for them and know where you come from, the culture. I'm a Jamaican. Levi Roots.
Yeah.
Mr. C, big up.
Oh, Mr. C, man.
What you say, man?
Thanks, man. Everything is well blessed, man. Good.
Love to see you think and step it.
Yeah,
so you
man.
just go and eat your food and go and pick it up. You know the hard work we do also with it.
Yes, well, it's always good to speak to brethren like you who know the journey, because, a lot of people will know me and will know the other Levi Roots. But like I was saying to MUTA, you are a person will know that it's still the same Levi Roots that you know all those years ago. That we didn't learn it overnight.
I've got a foundation, a lot in England, they had them to know that, Rasta, man.
Absolutely, man.
Because we and Bob and everybody go to COXSON crew. You know where I come from.
Yes.
They had them coming from the sound after I and them.
Well, you was one of my original inspiration because you were there with COXSON before me, and we used to come and watch you as a younger youth amongst the sound and planning and hoping that we could.
So who is bridging we are talking about?
Well, COXSON always have team. I think one of the greatest thing about COXSON sound in the UK is that Levi COXSON was a man that loved to build different teams. Nobody really owned the sound. Is that you come and then you move on and the next team comes. And when I left school and wanted to join the sound, people like this bridging name Mr. C, Clarence, was with the COXSON team.
All right.
And then we now as the younger youth them now come with the fresh ideas when the music changed from the Studio One vibes and start to become Channel One music and all this. And so we as younger youth, myself and Black Dread and a few of others come now and took the position of where people like Clarence used to be. So it's a fantastic thing to be talking here and hearing.
Yeah, man. Clarence. And it's very great to know so boy how the thing take off. Because I remember we all watch the show in England,
Yes.
And one of the things when I then said to you can't really compete this thing. We have great sauce already and a big sauce. You remember them time there?
Yeah.
I'm going to fight the hype on the show. But Rasta, what is to be for Rasta, you can't stop it. And I'm very grateful to Levi Roots to say the level and the heights and the teaching that I take it to a level for what I and I as Rasta and black people eyes because, we get no fight in England and we try to take things to another level. And even one time there I come to him and say, Mr. C, me just come out for the show and say, yo, me see, remember they had turned to me and say,
remember, yes.
They had to go up on the show because I remember in a juice, You remember them time there?
Yeah.
And they say, yo, me can't tell you how to go up on the show. But anyway, go on do your thing. and go and big it up and go and do your works. And MUTA,
yes, sir,
keep doing what you're doing. A long time I listen to you, MUTA, you know.
All right,
and many nights I try to get you, big man. I can't get through.
Well, you get me the right time now.
You know, I thought me I said no because watch out. Levi Roots, the board of fire bridge, me rub shoulder with it.
Yeah.
And Levi Roots, I must say this to you, one of your original background. Wait, I am the one, the man who probably have one of your original background in Jamaica without the signature upon it.
Yes,
So sure say the back of the one around now, and I have the real original roots background of reggae, Reggae Sauce. I'm England.
Blessed man, give thanks.
So come to Jamaica, I tell enough people about it. And
it opened that store last night at Devon House, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, the store opened last night, Devon House. All of the products them is inside here.
Yeah, man. My thing is to go on in England, is to call it the lick. Levi Roots know about them things, see? But anyway, blessed, I'll give up a show. Levi Roots want to have a link up so we even go back up so you know, Rastafari.
All right, Mr. C, I hear you loud and clear, my brother.
Half of the year, man. Yeah, them take my number and give me a show.
Yeah, all right, call back the operator and shoot it.
And leave the number and I will link you up.
Yeah,
call back the operator and leave the number.
We link up our Western consciousness always. Remember them show there?
I remember it, man. That's
and them, the artists them seeing.
Yeah, bless
One
man.
love, big up the brethren, them Blacker, Dread, and COXSON, the whole COXSON crew, MUTA.
Yeah, man.
One continue work because it's a worker. You're an education teacher for the world, for Jamaica.
Yeah.
This is a Master Rasta, man. I'm glad no computer coming that the world
can hear it. Yeah, live for the living lovers.
Can't stop you.
All right, sir.
Rastafari, live it.
Yes, Clarence. Respect you.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Yeah, well, a big inspiration that card. Then again, you hear where I'm coming from here. On Monday was in the position
from
them times there, and I remember being at school and going to hear to great COXSON sound. You know, sneaking out from home go hear them play and seeing Clarence them there in the position and wishing one day, you know, I would get the chance to be there. And it so happens that Lady COXSON spot me as a young youth, and before I knew it, I was in Clarence's space and taking those positions where they were. Yes. So it's a fantastic journey.
Yeah, man. So we are play all this tune now for all the man them in England. We are listening to it right now, and all the sisters them we say, yes, hey, guess who they on the radio? Levi Roots, guess who they with? MUTA Baroka. This tune is for everyone in England.
Yeah, MUTA.
Blessed.
Bless up. This is a ballad, Rasta. You know what I mean?
I don't know nothing.
Yeah, but I'm really concerned about the youth from Enfield. The one called a while ago, the crop and the berries.
Yeah, the berry yeah.
Somebody have helped the youth, man.
Oh, you mean, man, 4 year come on?
Somebody have helped the youth. Man can't plan 4 years, I think we have where they are talking about eat what you grow and grow what you eat. And indeed, to go down to JAS to Mr. Darman Grant.
Go down to who?
Darman Grant to go JAS at Church Street. He must find somebody help the man. Can't believe just like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Mountikila sing one song one time about him dying, you know, if you make certain things up, you ever see him dying.
Yeah.
When I want to use the top farm, I'm going to take up his life.
No, him not going to stop farm. Him not going to stop farm. It was
other people will do it.
Tell me the name of the person where you say him for go to.
Senator Norman Grant.
Oh, you want to go to a senator now?
Yes, but not Senator Norman Grant is the job bloom, no coffee him deal with, man.
Look at him, he's the president of the JAS.
Jamaica Agricultural Association.
Okay.
Jamaica Agricultural Society.
Sorry, yeah.
And his office down at Church Street.
So him just packing some of the grape, talking some of the fruit them, and go down the one day, go talk.
Go down there, seek a meeting with the man and tell him say have this crap out there and wasting in the field.
Yeah.
Somebody has to help him. He can't just go so the man have 4 acres I think at the field like a rat.
So which part when name office there? When name Minister of Agriculture? Which part
Senator Jamaica Agricultural Society.
Yeah.
The office is at Church Street. When you go parade a bit, the left, right, and one there.
Yeah.
And just turn left and go there, so?
Yeah, I know which part there, but yeah.
Right, that is where it is.
Yeah.
If needs to go down there with one bag of it, stuck in front of him, and they must fight to help and give the youth.
And that may I say too.
With that asking somebody have to help the youth. He can't just have 4 years. Look here, he may have made a mistake in planting so much before he have the market for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's a fascination still.
Yeah, well, with our saying never, you know, he probably never have a marketing strategy.
But you see, that is a unique fruit in Jamaica, so it's like an exotic fruit in Jamaica. It should have a market. It's like lychee. Lychee it's kind of exotic, and there's a time when the Chinese them not buy it and package it and sell it back in the supermarket.
Yeah, man. Make it go make a bar and price right around the place there. But somebody can help you.
Yeah, Locho Son and all them place there. Yeah.
Somebody can help the youth, man.
Yeah. I kind of, well, if I suggest, him check out some of them big supermarket there still, Mega Mart and all them places. Them people.
When I say Senator God, you must understand me, and I say is that it is capacity as a politician.
No, I know, I understand.
It is his capacity as the president and the
agricultural society, yeah.
Right. Them are fair way for the youth.
Yes. Yeah, man. I agree with you, brethren.
Anyway, give Levi Roots a copy and eat what you go here.
I go try a thing tomorrow too. I go check something about that said thing away at about.
Yeah, but it has somebody work.
Yeah, and I know Senator Norman Grant personally because I've dealt with him in the past.
Make it even better.
So again, we talk about earlier. We talk about recommendation and in reaching the right person and not just sending, not just going. You need to know who you're going to, so you can actually be introduced to somebody.
Yes.
So
and I'm not thinking about like this capacity as a senator, politician. They are talking about the JS president.
Yes.
About 2 caps a year.
All right, sir. Yeah, man. Really loud and clear. And
yeah, man. Give Levi Roots a copy of Eat What You Grow. That's the virtue for me. Yeah?
All right, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Give thanks.
All right. You know what we know?
Yeah,
marketing, man. I tell you, love the marketing.
All right, Bridget. Give thanks.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Yeah. Senator
Norman Grant, very good man. I've dealt with him in the past, but in his capacity as I think he was head of Ja Bloom at the time when I was dealing with that is the Jamaican Blue Mountain Cafe. He worked up in Mavis Bank. I don't know if you know up there, so that you're going. He was the top man that deals with Ja Bloom up there. So very nice man, and man who have years can listen to people. So if the same brethren with the Blackberry was to seek him out, I'm sure the senator would at least point him in the right direction of what he can do.
All right, give thanks.